Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. And goodbye, I guess.
No.
Good session.
What?
No?
Did I miss it?
Oh.
Yeah. Shame about the TPK though, but that's just how it happens.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
It's just part of
So,
life.
Beer got eaten by a woman, and
What?
Oren fell over small beer and knocked his head out, and the small beer
What?
died from crushing damage from Oren.
Small beer
about
who's
right.
actually huge.
Yeah.
Died from crushing damage from Poluna? Who's not even wearing armor?
Listen, I'm the DM. I decide what happens.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I am the power.
Unlimited power. Anyway, do you want some more wish spells? Okay.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Okay.
No, this was enough. This was enough.
So
No,
we're ending the
it was
campaign
more.
before level 9? Okay.
Bring it on.
Oh, level 9 spells, yeah. Okay. So are we good to go? Has Valentina said anything she needs to do? Everything she needs to do?
You can go ahead and start the recap.
Recap, nothing happened last time. Let's just jump right into it. Seems fair to me.
Right.
Alright, so last time we started off the session by you guys sorting out some loose ends. Oren takes 5 points of damage. Not just Oren, not Poluna. Oren takes 5 points of damage.
Oh shit.
I've hired some people to sit outside his
Sniper outside
apartment,
his house.
throwing rocks at him.
Oh no.
Every time a pun lands. No, last time we left off with you guys tying up some loose ends at Darkmond, sorting some business deals that had to get started, recruiting a new advisor, so to say, while you guys were not present. A certain Miss Lady Isolde, who could take care of the management of the town, the import stuff by Madame Silkenhand, and managing the current expendable resources to ensure that some progress would happen while you guys were not present. And speaking of not being present, you guys decided to venture out on a very sturdy, sail-proofed vessel steered by the captain, Carl, and his business venture ship, Carl's Cargo, that had definitely seen further distances than the 7 days it took to go between Darkmont and Eastward Citadel. And because they were sail-proofed and battle-worthy sailors, you decide to drag them into unknown wilderness with unknown dangers in the horizon and frankly places you couldn't even dream of in this moment, and thought that was a good idea. But hey, the allure of treasures and the priority in future job recruitments and all that was big enough for them to say yes to the deal. Setting off on this adventure, you had a brief stop at Eastwatch Garrison where you gathered some resources and heard some few rumors here and there. Nothing big happened. You learned that Edmund Swan wasn't present in town in this very moment. And after that, you proceeded sailing further west towards new unexplored territory, towards Waukeen's Rest, a trade emporium with strong ties to your sanctum. On your way, sailing through rivers, you found a suspicious standing door in the middle of a vast grass field with no indicators of what it might be, but based on previous rumors you had heard, you came to the vague conclusion that it could be a dungeon, one of these mysterious appearing dungeons. So, with that in mind, you jumped off to the new adventure, and opening the door, you were instantly met with the stench of rot and decay and death, seeing a landscape of barren, dried up dirt and a small oasis of dead trees. And instantly thought, ooh, that could be a good time. And in a brief step, you caught Valentina from learning what it means to fuck around and find out, arguing roughly, saying that you're in a strict time schedule. Last time you ventured somewhere distant portal leash. You skipped an entire month of your time. We can't have that happen again. You have Beer's tribe to save. You have a potential crusade marching towards Valentina's hometown. Surely they shouldn't do that. Anyway, cut to next scene where you transfer through a portal into a vast snowy landscape, seeing this ice patio with not a warm welcome, a cold welcome by a frozen female figurine, welcoming you to sit down on a chair and have a small conversation. It seemed inviting. The idea of wishing your friends and family the best on their way. What could possibly go wrong? Cut to the next scene. Small Beer's invisible. That could possibly be tied into Beer's wish about wanting Small Beer to be the best. Not a Small Beer. Yeah, that was Beer, right? That wished that. Yeah, Beer wishing that Small Beer would become the best rogue in the world. Wishing for Valentina to have endless blood to drink. For Valentina to have her people be safe and sound once they were found. For Poluna to have the finest clothing in the world. And for Beer to swiftly find his people.
Whoopsie. Tiny mistake.
So, as someone would put it last time, a certain monkey paw event unfolded, and Beer definitely found his people. Probably a bit faster than he would have liked to, as Beer now finds himself in a new environment, unknown territory, surrounded by people he thought he knew, who don't seem to recognize him, and not knowing what the next day will bring. Poluna waking up, finding himself draped in the finest clothes, seemingly unable to take that clothing off or overlap that with anything else, feeling very vulnerable in this unfortunate but very lucrative instance.
I do have a question about my previous magic clothing I have had on, but we'll get to that.
And
Or I had
Valentina,
Yeah.
who instead of being granted wishes in the same way, had a encounter with a figure she assumes to be her patron god, whom asked what she would like to learn. Learning the secrets of how vampires were created. The following night, visited by visions, a dream of a scenario unfolding, as a certain Poluna put it, spaghettified and reassembled once again. If that was the exact method of how vampires were created, and who this figure was, if that was the patron god that they seem to be worshipping, is still to be found out. Anyway, on top of all those interesting circumstances and unfortunate events, the following day they all found themselves at the very cusp of dawn, nearing the harbor of Valkyn's Rest. A party member short. A party member whose perspective we're going to start off with. With
I don't
Beer
wanna play
finding
anymore.
himself after half a day trying to hide in this village, trying to blend in with the people around him. These people who should know who he is, who should find familiarity with him. Yet they don't seem to have a clue. Beer has spent most of this early morning, late night, trying to blend in, having small conversations with people he thought he knew from his tribe. Aside from Eldar, who was the head of the clan, or the tribe. A small society of a few furbolgs, all having their each own role, some taking care of the small, others leading the hunt, as Beer was a part of, some being druids taking care of the environment and nature around them. all seemingly doing anything but that in this very moment, trekking around the village, seemingly preparing an oncoming festival of some sorts, hanging up more dream catchers or more wind chimes, seemingly asking each other what's to come for the following day, only to repeat the same sequence with the next person they meet, all talking about Mother Superior approaching. Beer being the only one in this very moment who has no idea of what is to come for him. Beer, you currently find yourself at the fireplace in the middle of the city next to a well overgrown well, surrounded by thatch huts that are covered in moss and vines from a nearby swamp, trees that should be alive but seem on the cusp of being drained of life. Just having a small gathering of people handing out food to survive for the rest of the day while talking about this oncoming festival. What would you like to do, Beer, in this moment?
When I was walking around a bit, did it look like there were like any like non-furbolgs, like any guards or anything like that?
Walking around of the races you recognize, you find humans and half-elves and elven creatures. Also a few races that you don't recognize. Some that are big and burly but have disfigured faces. Some very small creatures that could resemble gnomes or halflings to some extent, but they... some sort of disfigurement that resembles what you saw in the Furbolgs back in your own village or currently seeing around you. They have the Furbolg features, but there is some twisted nature to their appearance that you definitely didn't see them have when they were part of your clan.
Okay. When these people were talking about this festival, did they like specify any day? Or I know last time you said it was soon Mother Superior would come, but are they talking about like days or like tomorrow they're coming? Or...
One thing that has been very odd in this entire conversation going back and forth between each of them is that they never speak about a specific day. The only specification they have said is that Mother Superior visits once a week, and that should be relatively soon, but they're never saying like tomorrow or in 2 days or in 3 days, just soon she'll be here.
This well in the middle of the plaza. How does it look like? Is there water in it?
You have seen villagers who have pulled out buckets of water from the well. Yes.
Not a place I could hide in. Should I'm just gonna. I just have a bad feeling, or Beer has it, and he's just gonna try and get out of this place. Just starts walking in one direction, like away from all these people. Like, I need to go find Poluna and Valentina. Need to get out of here.
They don't seem to take notice of your comments with yourself, and as you get up and proceed, no one attempts to stop you. And as you begin walking through the thatch huts, there seems to be about 20 or 30 huts that you seem to walk by. From one of the small alleyways between these huts, you hear a, hey, psst, over here.
What? Who's there?
As you turn to look for the voice, you see a young, blonde, whitish haired elf in their teens looking towards you. Incredibly beautiful elven girl, about 150 tall. She doesn't have these disfigurements that the other people in the village have. They don't wear the brownish robes with the branches and mossy designs on them. They seem to be an outsider.
Hey, you know what's going on here?
Over here. Don't stand in the open. They'll catch us.
Okay. I walk up to her.
And as you walk up to her and get down into a hunched position to meet her eye to eye, you notice she seems horrified about everything that's going on at the moment. Have you seen her? One superior.
No.
I think she's
Is she
coming
here?
today. I think
Oh.
she's coming today. And she heard about a new soul coming to town. And she's...
Hey,
she's-
that must be me. I just came here today. Like,
Oh,
somehow appeared here.
It's-
What is this place?
it's you. Oh, it's you. And the figure begins to grow massively, 3 meters tall, hunchback,
heck?
with the hair hanging before eyes. Her face turns into a almost skull-like face, and her jaw hangs askew. Mother Superior welcomes new food into the flock.
I start running away.
Oh
I start sprinting.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh, Beer.
You trusted anything?
16. I
As
just
you
saw a
begin to
kind
run,
face.
you seem to be stuck in place as your body slowly sinks into the ground. Oh no, you joined the flock. If you can make a wisdom saving throw for me. The DC is 20.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Wait, do you have a wisdom?
Four. plus one.
In that moment,
As she says this, okay, I say curse you, and then this spell overtakes me. I guess
and you hear her say,
the curse with my
"No,
last word.
curse you." And in that moment, the thatch huts around Beer turns into lovely looking brick houses. All the disfigured people around you turns into happy looking villagers wearing baskets with baked bread in them. They're walking their cats and dogs along with them. Children are playing in the streets. And Beer goes slack. And that's where we are gonna cut from Beer and back to
Beer.
our other adventures.
Oh my god.
My guy just pulled you up, CC'd you, and said, "I will see you in 2 sessions."
Alright,
So-
goodbye.
You're welcome to stay in the call if you want to.
Yeah.
You can make any comment you want. That's completely up to
It's
you.
fine. I'll
Yeah,
just
it's
see
fine.
you guys next time.
Yeah, unlucky.
Unfortunate.
Oh no.
You know who to
Luna,
blame.
what have you done?
Exactly.
Okay, no, that doesn't feel like it was all on me, okay?
I was like, maybe I can run away or something. Just hide. No place to hide. Run away. Oh, that's a nice lady. I'm sure. I'll go see what's up. Just instantly fucked. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's called a lesson in don't trust your DM.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'll remember this.
I get this a pop-up box in the top left saying, "Opa will remember this." Sure, they won't come to bite me in the butt in the future. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Make another totemic barbarian who tanks everything and
You should roll
Yeah.
for seduction.
oh. Okay, Bia, I'll allow you to stroke her arm once. No.
One persuasion roll.
Go for it. Hail Mary.
Just for the lols of it.
Let's see if you have the
Unlucky, no crit.
no crit. No,
Oh,
damn.
it's-
Mother Superior has seen
Right.
better in her time.
Well, the problem is fundamentally you're not playing a bard, and as the saying goes, I'm here to lay bitches and slay witches, or was it lay witches and slay bitches?
Same thing.
Wilkin says, can't help but notice Faluna saluting. Faluna's like, bye,
Dude.
Beer.
Oh no, are we gonna have another?
He's like 07 bit. Good luck.
Goodbye.
Alright. You guys have fun. I'll mute myself for a bit.
Oh.
Cut to Valentina and Poluna. The day has begun, and the captain has rung the bell that you're approaching harbor. anything you want to start your day with, aside from realizing that beer's no longer
have
here
a-
and small beer's walking in circles in panic.
I have a question about my
Yes.
previous gear. So I had some magical clothing, such as a cloak of protection. What
Right.
happens to those?
The cloak of protection has remained,
Okay.
but your robes, your leather armor became something else.
All right.
These magical clothing that you seem to be able to, you can change the appearance of the clothing, you come to learn, but you can't make it sturdy. You can't turn it back to leather armor. You're stuck with this 10 AC, hard locked AC, fine clothing.
Okay. So what about my necklace or such? Those are okay.
Yes.
My cloak of protection gives me +1 AC. Is this also removed?
That currently has no effect. You still have the +1 saving throw, but you don't get the armor bonus. Your AC is hard locked at 10.
All right.
Shouldn't it be, sorry to butt in. Shouldn't it be just 10 plus dexterity bonus?
Hard locked at 10.
Mega
Basically,
Get wrecked.
this curses me.
Get wrecked. You deserve it.
Absolutely. No, I do not.
Yeah. You know,
Cease and
you get some fine clothing, but the fine clothing is so stiff that all the mobility you had before that would aid to your mobility is, or your AC is no longer functional. You don't have the flexibility. You just have this tight, fine clothing.
Do we have to describe it as tight, or can it just be magically cursed?
Oh no, it's spandex. No.
Oh, wait, so I get to be Mission Impossible.
Dum, 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 dum. No, it's fine clothing. Yes. You can change the appearance of it as you please, but
So
The-
if I
the-
change its appearance, does functionality also change?
you don't regain AC. But we can talk about the functionality of it. What do you have?
No, but
in
like
mind?
if I change it into a scarf, do I have a scarf then? Right? Like,
Yes,
can
but-
I?
But you don't have anything else on then.
I'm just like, how can I abuse this?
Hmm?
What power does this really give me?
Imagine you have a towel, and that towel can become any kind of pants and shirt clothing that you want, or a scarf. But then the pants and shirt is no longer there.
What about a hat? Can it become a hat
It can become a
as
hat,
well?
and
Like, can it be pants, shirt, and hat, or can it only be hat?
I'll allow it to be a hat as well.
Good, yes. Wunderbar. I have everything I need.
Okay.
The trifecta is complete.
Are you going Monopoly Man on me?
Don't worry about the potential ramifications of giving me these just yet.
Just yet. Sherlock Holmes, is that you? Are we back to that?
Oh no, no.
It is
Okay,
me,
okay. Anyway,
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh no. What have I done? Nothing. I'm happy about it all. Hell yeah. As the
Alright.
boat approaches, how do you guys start your day?
we're approaching
about
Joaquin's
30
Rest,
minutes.
right?
Yeah, you're approaching the harbor at Valkeen's Rest. You're more or less in queue, waiting for a pier to open up for a new boat to come in. It seems to be a very busy harbor that you can see from not so far a distance. You're a few hundred meters away from it, about 30 minutes wait time in game.
Okay, I walk to Paluna and I say, "Why are we stopping here? We need to find beer."
We also need to make sure we have enough food, supplies, and
don't-
besides,
we
if I
have
remember
that.
correctly,
Mm.
yes, but if I remember correctly, this place has some of the paladins of Tyr, right?
In Joaquin's Rest?
Yeah, wasn't that aligned with those?
Didn't they attack them?
No, as long as they don't, like, as long as you don't leave the ship, we should be fine. Besides, I have this. Oh, what was his name? Fellow. We wanted to send a bit of a missive for.
Ooh.
Give me a moment. Newt Newman, right?
Oh,
Kind of a dipshit.
yes.
So, we make landfall, secure provisions, see what we can do about the situation, and leave a nice little tip-off about this Newt Newman to them. And from there, they get to work doing, just making his life genuinely hard.
Okay. I guess I
So-
just want to find Beer as soon as possible.
I agree, we need to find him. But if we just rush headlong in, it's gonna be difficult. Doubly so with this awful clothing. Seriously. But we're gonna have to find a way to work through it.
Yes.
At the mention
And-
of you talking about having to get provisions, you hear the captain walking down. Speaking of provision, have you decided if you're going westward through the mountains or north? We've got to find out how to approach this whole, ice situation with our little shit boat. I mean, my beautiful vessel.
What will be faster?
Well, that would
Ask.
objectively be through the mountains, right?
From what I could understand, yes. But I'm gonna be asking around the harbor, listen to some more sail experienced sailors. What?
Alright.
You need gossip.
Yes, I need gossip. So if you guys can gather provisions or ask around, what would be the smartest thing to do? Fuck, do the job for me. you guys are paying, so you might as well do. Never mind that.
That makes
Don't
no sense.
press the luck.
Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind just asking around.
Right. Fine.
They deserve something. You guys seem to be. Where's the blue guy?
He's gone. We
Well,
need to
he-
get to him.
Did he find
soon as we
another
can.
door?
Well, I think, as far as we can tell, he got teleported ahead of schedule, right? Don't you?
Right.
You got to teach me that trick. That's brilliant for cargo delivery.
Sure, it is brilliant for cargo delivery, but not when you're heading headlong into a fight.
Are we doing that right now? Are we going to rescue some of your friends somewhere?
Exactly, and that guy may or may not have teleported ahead of us.
Oh, he seems like a strong fellow. I mean, if you guys were heading there, I'm sure he can stand his own ground till you guys get there.
That would be nice.
I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I'll make sure this ship is well anchored, and my men will have a drink at the bar. They stay for half a day. Yeah, seems fine.
Great.
Yeah.
See
You
ya.
guys do not seem high encouraging of that.
Yeah.
A day? Do you want to stay longer?
No. Look, it's gonna take us a while to get work through this, so you're gonna have to be patient with us. Things kind of got derailed from what we wanted it to be.
Nah. Well, you can't help it. It's not like it's your fault, right? So I'll see you in half a day when the sun begins to. We'll see you back on the boat. I'll be anchored right over there. And-
Right.
Yep. Get ready. We're what I just said in a few minutes. You got to teach me more about that sea lingo.
We'll get to it later. We'll get to it later, okay?
Right. Yep. Carl's Cargo at your service.
Yeah.
I turn to
Yeah,
Balloon
what
and
was
just
it?
go
Just
like,
Valentina.
this guy does not seem that experienced.
Oh, he isn't. He's an absolute amateur.
So,
The point is, Valentina, sometimes when you're dealt a bad hand, you have to play with whatever else you're given. And I think right now, I might at least be able to figure something out with this.
okay.
Small beer, you there? Small beer?
Huh?
Do we hear him?
He goes, huh?
Okay,
What?
small beers. An issue we have. Beer is gone, and we can't
Yeah,
see
I'm
you.
kind of standing here this entire time and
Oh.
heard everything you said. I guess that's part of being the best
Invisible.
rogue in the world.
Also, Beer had the other silver piece, which means none of us can see you at all. Only Beer could. So you just stick close by us, okay? Or better yet, just wait
Um,
on the ship.
Actually, I do want you to come with us. If
Oh,
anything else, just because that we're gonna need you here.
huh?
This
Huh?
job is too big for either of us with the way things are going. I'm going to need you to not fight, but become a rogue.
You want me to open a lock?
Oh, I might need you to steal things, open locks, go places where you aren't supposed to go, and sneak around. I'm going to have you to be able to put all those skills and all that invisibility you have to use as much as you can. I sort of take my cloak and hand it to Valentina. Here, this will help you protect you more. It's a cloak of protection.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't work much for me anymore.
All right.
Do you have anything for me?
Yes, and I give him I give him the what's it called? Dagger of Returning.
Oh, and I give Paluna my cloak, which lets you go
I mean,
invisible for a bonus action, which could come in handy for you.
Thank you. So in terms of the Cloak of Protection, it gives you +1 AC and +1 to all your saves.
All right.
As you give Smallbeard the dagger, it disappears in his hand, but then you hear, and the dagger is situated in the wall, and then turns back invisible as he grabs it again.
Small beer. That
Yeah.
dagger will always return to your hand when you use it.
Always?
Try throwing it really far away in the harbor and want it to come back.
Would Beard do that? Sounds like something Beard would do.
He would throw it
Okay.
really far.
I'm gonna roll d20 to see how horrible this goes.
Cloak of Invisibility, is it just...
It was Cloak of Dispersion.
Ah,
Cloak of Dispersion.
is it once per day or...
Let's see. Bonus action to turn invisible for 1 turn, 3 times per long rest.
Would be very handy for me. Thank you.
Did you say advantage on saving throws or?
No, +1.
No,
Oh.
+1.
Okay.
I'm also going to give you my Ring of Frost, Acid, and Thunder Resistance. You are now the tank.
All right.
And can you guess what they do?
Yes. Frost, thunder, and
Frost, Acid, and Thunder.
okay.
And as you're instructing Smallbeard to throw this dagger, he throws, you hear a small grunt. Does it come back if I throw it in the water?
Just, I instruct him to, think about the dagger returning.
So, what if I stab someone with it and then let go of it? Will it also come back?
Yes. And here's a trick. I take a piece of paper and say, try and fasten this to the door. Or to the mast, and hold it up in front of the mast, instructing him to stab it in so, the paper's hanging by the dagger.
And as he lets go of the dagger becomes visible with the paper situated in the mast.
Alright. While it's attuned to you, try walking inside and then calling it back.
But there's a wall between me and... No.
Trust me.
Okay. Proceeds to walk into the cabin and... So do I just...
The thing,
do
yeah.
say- Okay.
Yeah.
And the dagger begins to curve through the cabin doorway. I wasn't prepared to catch it, but
Gotta be careful with that, small beer. Don't wanna accidentally stab someone.
Hey, of course not, Valentina. Thank you. Thank you, Poluna. So, do I still have to use the bow, or can I just use the dagger now? Or do I have to do both? Do I don't... Do you guys always carry this much on you all the time? Well, Poluna, you're not carrying much at the moment, but you look nice.
Yes, you should hang on
Thank
to
you.
it.
Okay.
Hang on to it. One of the
Mm.
main tricks you can do with that is set traps or leave messages. Like if you want to make sure when you hear someone to alert your party that's further down without making a sound, you recall the dagger that's hanging up a slip of paper like that. Everybody else will realize the paper's gone and something's happening.
Okay. Okay. But
So
I
you're gonna
can't
have to
ride.
Yeah, you don't need to write. Sometimes all you need to know to tell a person is that the signal is that the paper's gone.
The paper is gone. And that would tell
Well,
you that I am captured by evil men at the harbor and I'm at this location at that given time.
I think you're letting your fantasy run a little bit away with you.
Oh.
But enough about the finer details. Use it wisely.
Use it
Don't think
wisely.
about making.
Okay, shall we get going?
And in that moment you hear,
One-
anchor down!
One last thing, Valentina.
Mhm.
Do you know what the holy emblem of Tyr looks like?
Do I know what the holy emblem of Tyr looks like?
Make an
Or
insight
is it like
check.
is it common enough that we've seen it enough times around?
You remember seeing the paladins of Tyr that you have encountered several times with their holy symbols adorned on their armor. It's a scale that is in equal balance.
Okay. That was the symbol of Tyr.
Yes.
It's a scale in equal balance. You remember these paladins of Tyr we ran into a couple times?
Oh, yeah, right. I will use my clothes new ability to morph them into not like fine upper class clothes, but the kind of things you'd see an adventurer off duty wear, but with the emblem of Tyr on one arm.
All right.
Wait, are we sure that these people are in Tyr's side of things of war? Should we ask the captain?
Well, I think
We'll find more out by going ourselves. The captain doesn't strike me as the sort who would know.
All right.
Let's make port.
And as you say that, you begin making your way onto the ship's deck, and the ship has cast its anchor and is firmly docked at the pier. Crewmen are beginning to unload cargo that seems to be empty in these barrels and crates that have been completely emptied of whatever it contained, and seem to be making their way straight for the tavern that is located at the harbor. The city where you are is a massive round city wall with one main entrance from the harbor where several ships are anchored. And just to give a... I should probably be in the D&D lobby, shouldn't I? Why did that close down?
Well, that's a good question, Mr. DM.
ADHD! Guess what happened with what you had in your hands a few seconds ago? Yeah, let me just load in. Dum 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 dum. No? Okay. Joaquin's Rest. Ba 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 ba. Massive lounge city wall, and one thing that stood out to you coming into the city was a massive female statue
Oh no.
situated seemingly in the middle of the city.
It's the Attack on Titan city.
Oh, be right. Anyway, coming into the harbor, you can already hear the noise coming from the city. The pier itself, the harbor itself, resembles just a small part of the trade emporium that this is. Massive ships are docked with carts going back and forth, drawn by beasts of burden, people yelling about being in the way of each other, causing an economic consequence for their delay of delivering certain goods, going back and forth, adventures, waiting by the somewhat resembling the same scenery in Eastwatch Citadel, with adventures awaiting to board new ships, dock workers awaiting new potential work, some happily waiting at your ship as it comes in and realizing that the ship has nothing to offer and disappointedly walks to the next pier that seems to become available at any given moment. The city is yours, and you're free to explore it as you please.
I look up to look at the statue. I assume I can
From
see it.
where you are in the moment, you can see the waist and up. It is expanding far above the city walls and the houses.
Do I recognize who the figure is?
Make a religion check.
Come on, cleric. You definitely are great at. Oh.
It's a woman, and frankly, looking at her, you have seen better dressed women in Eastwood Citadel.
Huh, I wonder why they would put up a statue of a pauper.
That's no. What statue is that? Well, it looks like some kind of holy symbol. Can I take a stab at it too?
Sure.
Wow, I have such great religion. Wow, I have such great religion, he says.
For what this could be the depiction of Timora, for what you know. It's a female statue in the middle of a trading emporium. Timora, Valkeen.
Guys, what city are we in?
Same.
Are you in?
Yeah.
Oh, Joaquin was a man.
I mean, you don't know. It could also be a statue of like an important lady here, part of the founding hierarchy of this place.
Mm.
Not necessarily a god.
Anyway. Okay, let's
Alright.
move on. We should inquire about how to get to Eredrin. Maybe someone has heard of it here. Maybe someone knows where it is.
Maybe. If you go do that at the inn, I'm gonna go. Actually, what am I gonna go do? That's a good question.
You asked it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a good question.
Alright.
Self-righteousness. Yeah. Good questions. Only asked by me.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. I ask only the greatest questions. This is the
Okay.
greatest question in history.
Oh. Yeah, his reputation
Kill
is
it.
tanking
Kill it with
these
fire.
days. Yeah.
Alright, Paulina,
Anyway.
I'll go to the inn.
Just listen about. I think I'll go to the church. Maybe
Alright.
there'll be more clues there.
Okay. Remember, if you run into any paladins with Tyr, point them towards Newt Newman.
Oh, I plan to.
Excellent.
And I will, while going to the church, actively be looking out for any people that look that they are affiliated with Tyr and armed,
All right.
or looks like warriors.
Let's take it from Valentinen's perspective to start with, since the inn is the closest thing to the harbor here.
May I use a disguise kit to change my eye color?
Sure. Make a performance check for me. You might go for
Fuck.
green eyes, but with a low roll, you might poke
What are
yourself
these
in the eye and make it
rolls?
blue. So, what color did you want to make them?
Blue?
So, in an attempt to make your eye blue, you accidentally stab yourself in the eye with your finger,
Oops.
and some of the eye becomes a bit more blue than you intended it to be. But you don't know this, obviously, because you don't have a mirror. Yes, you do. You know this very much. Yeah. So, I assume you try to follow the crew from your own ship leading towards the harbor
To the inn.
of the inn. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, it's a very fancy-looking inn, despite being an harbor inn, and comparatively to Eastwood Citadel, which was a rotten, downtrodden, very worn down inn. This place is of the finest wood outside, well kept, barely looks like a day old, and constant traffic coming in and out of this two swinging doors like a saloon in a Western movie, but they're like covering the entire entranceway, so you can't look in preemptively. People seem to be coming and going rapidly out of this inn, and every time the door opens, you just get a waft of beer and fresh bakery, and people are singing and having a good time from within.
All right, I will just make my way towards the doors and ignore anyone in my path.
You don't seem to be standing out this moment as no one approaches you and say hold or anything like that. And the moment you enter the inn, the atmosphere that you heard definitely resembles it visually as you enter. People seem to be clapping and dancing, and someone is eagerly playing music on a piano at a good tune as well. And the barkeep the bar itself seems to be attended by several barkeeps, and women are walking while serving beer and whatever food that has been ordered. And people seem to be having male and female companionship at the table. If they're distributed by the inn itself or they brought them with them, it's hard to tell, but a happy, lively spirit.
All right, I'll look for the bartender.
Several of them, both male and female. In particular, you're looking for, or just the first that comes to?
Anyone who looks maybe old?
Okay. I would make you roll an insight check, but no one in this town looks old per se. There is no like old men with, I got several years of experience. They all seem to be lively. Like even they might be approaching the equivalent age of 70, 80 for a human. They still seem to be spirited. So no one seems to be holding themselves as an old person. They just seem to have some scruffy white beard, but lively looking,
Like
glowing skin to some degree.
I would rather approach someone who looks grown up rather than someone who looks like a young teen kind of thing. You know what I mean?
All right. Yep. There seems to be a head barkeep to some degree who seems to have been designating some orders more so than the others attending of the younger folks who may or may not be new hire. It's hard to get his attention as he's like throwing things back and forth and quickly running in and out of the kitchen. How do you attempt to get his attention?
I'll walk up to the bar and I'll just kind of shout at him or raise my voice and say, you need assistance?
As you say that, one of the younger ones steps over. Hi, welcome to the inn. How may we help you?
Okay. Are you a local?
Yeah, I work here, so local enough.
How many years have you lived in this area?
In this area? I mean, I'm 23 right now, so 23. Yep. Hi. Are you gonna
Is
order
it a
anything?
human?
Or I have other. It's a young human male with short brown hair.
Can I speak to your boss, please?
Depends on what this matters because we're pretty busy, as you might be able to see.
I just need some information.
Right. Okay. We don't sell information. We sell alcohol and food
my
and a place to
Pull
stay.
out my gold necklace and show it to him.
Okay. We're not an adventure guild. You can try further into the city. They probably sell information. I don't know. I sell stuff. Okay. Beer mostly, and clean it up afterwards.
What's the boss called
what?
here?
The
What's his
boss
name?
doesn't have time.
What's his name?
Not for sale. Sorry. And he proceeds to walk off. Seemingly
Excuse
attending
me, I
other
require
classes.
some assistance.
And the young female walks over to you behind the bar. Yes. How may I help you?
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's give this a try. Have you heard of Eridrin?
Bless you.
Are you familiar with any of the western lands on the western continents?
I mean, there isn't much west of our little stay here. There's mountains. I think there are a small few villagers, but I don't recall anything named Eridren.
Do you know who would know?
Depends on what the scope of your question is, I guess.
I need
are you gonna order
directions.
something?
If I
Um,
get my directions, maybe I will.
Order first, then you have my time. Otherwise, I have other patrons to serve.
Fine, some wine, please.
So mine. Okay, that'll be 1 gold, please.
I give her 1 gold.
Thank you. Coming right up, pulls out a fine wine glass and begins to pour a generic bottle of wine. So while I'm pouring, you have about 10 seconds. What is your question?
I need directions to the Western continents.
Okay, have you tried asking people at the Adventures Guild or sailors or caravan leaders or
Where's
people
the
who
Adventurers Guild?
is around in the trade district. So if you go in that general direction, you'll probably find it. Okay, and who can I help next?
What
And she
general
begins to walk
direction?
off.
I pick up the glass of wine and I just kind of throw it over the bar and then I walk out.
The female who served just stands up for a bit, looks over at you, waves her hand, and the glass picks it up by itself, and the liquid returns to the glass, and she begins sipping it herself and waves goodbye to you.
Show off.
So, what is your next objective?
Well, I would like to make my way to the Adventurers Guild.
All right, cut to Paluna. Paluna, what are you up to?
Luna is currently up to taking a wander around town, getting a feeling for where the important structures are, and looking for any paladins or warriors of tier that he might bump into in this kind of place.
Okay, first of all,
If I find the church, I will go there.
make an insight and a survival check for me. Pretty good, all combined. You find yourself in the center of the city looking up at this statue, and you see all around, walking around the statue, you see 3 main districts going through the town. And you see people mostly wearing some kind of wizardry attire or talking about the arcane district in that general direction. And oh, so that's the trade district in that general direction. Oh, I see. Okay. You realize the city is split into 3 parts in general, in total. This center is the church. Around the statue is a water fund where people seem to be throwing a coin in, wishing, or kneeling next to the water fund, praying. And you hear the name Valkeen mentioned.
Okay, I'm starting to take the hint. Yes. I will follow suit. I'll throw in a coin to Joaquin. And if nothing else, hope for fair winds in the sails for the upcoming journey.
All right.
A gold coin.
Really wishing again? Really?
No.
As you throw in the gold coin, instead of landing clean in the water, it lands on the edge, begins to bounce, spin, and just keeps spinning. Spinning on its own edge, over and over again. And in that moment, it seems that time around you has frozen, except for you and the coin.
This is
What?
new.
What do you do in this moment?
I yell out "So world." No,
That's
I
yelling
look up
first.
and around, like, seeing the world stuff, like, whoa, what is going on? Just sort of step slightly around, and then I turn to look at the statue, like, is this doing this?
As you're looking around, you see that time has definitely frozen all around you. And as you look up at the statue, it is no longer a still standing statue. It's a woman wearing what I can only describe as a Arabic dress with silken cloth hanging down from her arms, seemingly dancing in circles with coins swirling around her like small meteors just circling around her head and around her body. And she looks down at you and winks. And that moment, time resumes, and the coin, bloop, drops in the water.
Oh no. Poluna just finishes a prayer, says thank you, and sort of forgets about this whole Paladin of Tyr thing, unmorphs that bit of his clothes, and starts looking for Valentina, like going to the inn and just quickly.
You're
He
heading
is
back
now
to the
afraid.
harbor. You're heading back to the harbor looking for
actually,
Valentina.
yeah, I'm heading back to the harbor and into my platinum necklace, saying to Valentina, Valentina, we do not have long. We need to go. This town has met maximum on the weird scale.
You can reply to that message.
I will say I am headed to the Adventurers Guild. I'll be
All right,
back
meet you
after.
there. Small beer. As I take my necklace down. Small beer. Are you there?
What happened? You seem to be. You were
No.
so and your clothes and.
Did you, or did you not experience time stopping?
I mean, when I focus really hard on opening locks, I feel like time goes really
I'm gonna
fast
take
and
that-
really slow, depending on how difficult the lock is. The box you gave me, time goes really fucking slowly, but also really fucking fast. Sorry for the cursing. I must be in stress because of Beer not being here. He usually corrects me when I start getting over myself, but so.
We both are, buddy. We both are.
So,
I'd sort of like start marching towards the wherever I think the adventure.
Yeah, I'm coming. You have a general idea of where the Adventurers Guild is in this moment, considering you're inside and you're currently glancing around, seeing how the town is divided and people talking and listening in the conversations while walking around. You make your way to the district, the trade district, where the Adventurers Guild seems to be situated as a centerpiece of this area. And
I'll
outside
small
you
talk with
see
beer while going there.
Mhm.
Not very loudly, so people don't think I'm talking to myself. And actually holding up my necklace, so it looks like I'm speaking.
that has been a
Sending
very
communication.
common sight in this city because people seem to be getting lost, and a good way for adventurers to reconnect is by their medallion. Yep.
But I'll small talk with beer, give him some pointers on stealth, shooting, and throwing the knife.
Mhm.
And also, making sure he's along, but not really telling him that.
Mhm. All right. Waiting outside the Adventurers Guild, which seems to be unlike in Eastward Citadel, where it's a large circular building made out of wood. Here, it seems to be a stone house that could almost resemble a normal house for a small family. But as the door swings open from time to time, it reveals a large open interior, giving the idea that some kind of magic fuckery is going on here.
It's smaller on the outside.
And next to the entrance, you see Valentina waiting for you.
Hi, Valentina.
Oh, Poluna, there you are. What happened?
I point to the statue and go close and whisper, that thing winked at me. Last time an inanimate object interacted with me, we had consequences all over.
It
I want to
winked at you?
You just see Poluna have this, deadly serious in your eye. Yes. It winked at me. And I think time stopped for a moment.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. There's flashbacks to when time stopped at the harbor and Eastward Citadel. Okay, let's just get our directions and then get out of here, okay?
What were you here for?
Directions. To
For?
Eredrin. The inn was no help at all.
Fair enough. Let's go in. Maybe I can pry something out.
I walk into the Adventurers Guild.
And as
And
you
I
enter,
alongside.
As you both enter, the Adventurers Guild resembles very much the same site you see in Eastwood Citadel. People bustling, waiting at a counter to be expedited. People are gathered in groups. Some are mourning their loss of a party member, and others are celebrating their newfound fortune, while others are contemplating how to approach their next mission. Again, lively situation, very much reflecting what has been going on throughout the entire city. People seem to be in high spirits all the time.
Would the Adventurers Guild have like a big map over the local area or such hanging on one of the walls near the quest boards or such?
Make a perception check.
You challenge me to a
Do a
perception,
perception check.
check? 16.
The all-seeing.
Looking around, you specifically pinpoint that no information is available to the public.
Huh. Interesting. I'll go to the counter.
I'll also go.
In familiar fashion, Valentina and Poluna skips the queue. That is
No, if there's a,
Oh, I would definitely skip the queue.
if she attempts, I just sort of place a hand on her shoulder and just shake my head.
Poluna, this is how it's done. Trust me, I've done this multiple
No.
times. Poluna?
Valentina,
Poluna.
Valentina, if you want effective advice, you are polite in the Adventurers Guild.
I am always polite, and this always works. Trust me.
And I outrank you as an adventurer. You take advice from me as your senior.
Means nothing to me, Poluna.
It should.
I proceed to walk to the counter.
I keep my hand there and go like, let me handle this my way. You handled it your ways last time.
Where do you keep your hand?
Hey,
On
yo.
the shoulder.
Poluna,
Like if she starts to move away.
go. You can talk, but let's go to the counter. We're not gonna stand here waiting. Pierre's out there.
And 5 minutes more or less won't change anything.
And as you say that, you move one position closer in the queue while still holding onto her shoulder, but you're still 2 people behind.
Look, it's very simple, Valentina. People in this kind of place might decide they've had enough of it, and there's enough muscle and various other magical foes that it will devolve into a fight under extreme impoliteness. People hate it when you skip them on the line, and if they're sufficiently strong,
Poluna, I
they'll
have
make it
never
known.
stood in a line before, and I don't care for it.
Then why don't you go look at the quest board and see if you can find, or just point to like a general board, see if you can find anything interesting there, and you let me stand in line. I do it all the time.
And as you stand there arguing, you move one position closer in queue again, only one person away from being served. A
Look.
few minutes go by.
Valentina, it's very simple.
Just cross
It's
my
not
arm
that-
and start tapping my foot on the floor.
Mhm.
This is not how I do it in Barrier Break. Never mind.
Another few minutes go
Internally.
by.
Poor souls.
Hey, what can I help you with? A sturdy dwarf with a big brown beard stands there. So, adventures?
I leave my platinum necklace dangling out and say, yes, and I am looking for
Ooh.
quests and information.
All right, I assume something suitable of your rank, yes?
Yes, upon the
Right.
Western continent. Looking for any
wait,
material
Western. Are we talking about west of Balkeen, or are we talking about west?
West.
West.
And you're looking for missions to do something.
Well,
West.
I'm looking to see if there are any missions. It's not that common. I have another quest in the
Oh.
area, and I figured I might as well, see if there's multiple things that can be taken care of in one go.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we have while the elemental situation doesn't seem to be a thing on the Western continent, the citadels have indeed asked for us to lead missions of sabotage towards whatever may be deemed a threat on the Western, against Breakpoint, against Corellan Citadel, against the Reapers Druid. So, if you want something along those lines of sabotage or like straight up
I have a
murder-
sabotage target in mind.
as in, you want to leave a mission for us to delegate to others?
Wait,
or...
what is the missions you said you had about, for example, I don't know, Breakpoint?
Oh, the Breakpoint. Yeah. So there's currently recruitment going on for the Church Crusade. We had a few nobles in earlier today asking for adventures. And we have some requests about gathering supplies. We have requests about people who own larger herds of beasts of burden to supply them. Some
For what
we
purpose?
don't- Well, they're planning to do a siege against the town to get clarification about these rumors of blood rituals or whatever. They
Oh,
were.
so
Yeah.
Joaquin's rest is in league with the Paladins of Tyr then? Tyr Sanctum?
We are also under their protection. We
see.
are the trade emporium of the Eastern Continent. You would know, coming to the city. People just don't wander into. That's not for me to question. We are under the protection because we are the closest trading emporium to the Tyr Sanctum, and they're the closest citadel to us. So therefore, and they are the Crusaders of Justice, or whatever they want to call themselves, and it makes sense. We pay a small.
Luna is nodding along and says, I would very much like to visit the recruitment officers. I have some concerning news regarding evils and necromancy from my last quest, and I show him my tip back the clothes and show him the nasty necromantic scarring that I need to give to them.
I mean, that's the scarring you expect for someone of your rank. If that was acquired through evil means of necromancy and that other thing you talked about.
It was a villain most foul and a job left half unfinished that I need to alert them of.
Well, the the Paladins of Tyr would definitely like to know that. I'm not sure if... Yeah. So you want a mission, or do you want to...
Have you heard of this place in the Western Continent called Eredrin?
In my many years of being here, I have never sent anybody in that direction, no. Is that also on the Western Continent?
Yes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's a coven there that's been launching raids against people in the Eastern Continent. So we figured that now that you mentioned sabotage, we might...
That might
At
be
least-
valuable information to give out to people who see it that way for witch hunters and
Well,
then those
it's
people.
currently just rumors, so we want to
Well-
check it out on our way there.
Nah, I wouldn't exactly call it a rumor. I'm familiar with Eredrin. I'm from there in my youth, which
don't
is
know where to
quite a
go.
while ago, granted. Give me a couple of maps and I will find it. It's not that hard. It's a big forest with elves.
Do you have any maps?
Well,
mean-
that's the problem, right? I'm going west right now. Maps
I'm
for
asking
that
the
far
good
west is
master.
pretty hard to acquire.
I have maps of general locations. Yeah, they're for sale.
Any of the Western Continent?
The Western continents are a bit more expensive, considering the danger that is involved with exploring that area, considering the hostility between the East and West.
Okay, and how much are we talking?
About 100 gold pieces per map.
How many maps are there?
We have about... we have that region, about 9 maps.
Can we see the different maps first? So we know which one we actually need?
I was once tricked by a wizard with keen mind on that one. I am familiar with your tricks. That's why there are no maps around here.
I lean over the desk and kind of touches his arm. Come on.
The classic.
Miss, I'll have you know, I prefer my women with beard.
That is very strange.
Yeah. But
Well, could
alas,
you please do us a favor and just let us look at the maps before we purchase it?
I would rather not repeat myself. So, anything else I can help you with?
Well, considering that we want to use the map to, hunt down and hopefully disable this Covenant's scum.
You don't
that
want
are
to assist
near
a
Eredrin.
platinum adventurer, and I wave my hands towards Paluna, to rid the world of evil because you want to show us your map?
He lets out a very deep sigh, pulls out from his own shirt a diamond necklace. If we're improving ranks here, you guys have much to learn
Oh.
yet.
Little man, you are standing behind a counter. What are you doing?
Valentina,
You are not out there saving the world. You're standing here assisting adventurers.
I just look pleadingly at the man, just like, I have to put up with this every day. I'm so sorry.
Make a persuasion check, Paluna.
Me? Not her?
Yes. Make a persuasion check. He's standing with his arm out to his side. In that moment, you hear a rumbling, and a hammer comes flying from a shelf nearby. So, we can return to business, or you can return to the streets.
I prefer business, honestly. What about you, Valentina?
Yeah, of course.
Good. Then stop
Right.
making such a mess of it. It's very simple. If he doesn't want us to look at the maps without paying for them, that's how it is.
Sounds like a scam to me.
He drops the hammer
Well-
on the ground next to him. So, what will it be?
Well, other than the information I've given you, does any of your maps detail the forest on the western continent?
We have the Enchanted Forest. That's right on the other side of the mountain range. Yes.
I would like to purchase that one then. That should be a good start.
All right. The price was 100 gold.
I hand over 100 gold.
All right. He rolls out a map for you, specifically to make sure, like he holds his arm down on the counter to hide vision from other people around. Are you writing down, or are you bringing it with you, just to make sure for you?
Bring it with me.
Good. Bring it with. Good. And with that,
I pull out my map cases from my trunk,
all right.
so you can put it in.
I have a few points of interest for you to note down.
The main one right now, I assume you can send them on copy paste. Does that map detail the forest of my home or of my
That
past?
would be the forest referred to as the Enchanted Forest. Yes.
Yes. That is indeed the one I'm looking for. Home hated home. Thank you. Been a great help.
I am. Right. Good luck.
Anyhow. Oh, and what's the reward for conducting successful sabotages against Covenant in that area?
Depending on the scale of it, and you need to bring proof in some way.
Oh, I can chop off some heads. Oh, I would love to do that.
If there are a coven of witches, I'm sure the paladins of Tyr would like to have a word with you first, if they are within the scope of their current mission. I know
I've heard of worse ideas.
if they're about a breakpoint and all that shebang going on up there. Currently, we have a sum of 30,000 to dispense from, depending on the scale of how much sabotage you can hand out. 30,000 platinum. And if you're talking about critters of various kinds, the spiders we have heard about, or the mountain trolls, we have a sum of about 10,000 gold, because they don't seem to be an organized group. We have heard rumors about hags as well, who seem to be not leading direct
From a
war.
coven? Perhaps being a problem?
I mean, they seem to be messing with people in general, but can't exactly pinpoint how.
Yeah. Same here, until we found a village entirely abandoned by people, and the only survivor of it convinced that they'd been kidnapped. And honestly, last I checked, yeah, that's the case. I think we might be going after exactly that group. Look, I'll be trying my best to bring some hag heads and other various memorabilia from such a journey.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've done that.
You're welcome to come with, but I understand you have a job.
This pays much better, just saying.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't. Anyway,
You can see Luna for a moment actually thinks about it and goes like, maybe I can't. Could you point me in the direction of the Tyr's Paladins recruitment officers, and then I will be out of your hair.
Yep. It's in the right next to the Wizards Guild, not Wizard Guild, the Arcane Shop, right across the street. So,
I nod.
hmm anything else I can help you with? Yeah. If you're going westward, it might be worth picking up a mission or two just for slaughtering critters on the way. If you're going by land across the mountains, trolls would probably be an issue. If you're going by water, yetis might be an issue or other apparitions.
We're probably going to go by the mountains. We are in a bit of a time bind on it, so
on foot or by vessel.
we have a vessel.
Are you guys from around here? Are you familiar with the mountains? Have you been before?
Nope, and nope.
Okay. I made this mistake once. There are ice caves along the rivers in that. If you don't have an icebreaker hull or something to melt the ice as it goes at a slow pace, you will be stuck until next season. So
What time we are? I assume we're in the off season for that journey then.
I mean, if you can buy something from the arcane shop or something that melts the ice slowly hanging from your ship. I believe they cost around 500 gold. They're not that difficult to make, but how rare people actually buy them kind of bumps up the price for some reason.
Yeah, I've seen this kind of thing happen before.
So, the arcane shop, the owner is called Dorian. He's a friend of mine. You can get a discount. You could probably bump down to a few hundred gold. Don't worry.
Well, I would need to know your name to be able to get to call of the relation.
Oh, just say the G sent him. I'll send you.
Sure.
He will know what that means.
I think that's everything then.
Well, if you bring back some souvenirs for me to just remind myself of the good old times as an adventurer, then we have a deal, and we'll we'll get this little forgetting of courtesy and manners.
Understood.
Good. Well, pleasure to serve you, and he reaches out his hand to shake yours.
I reach back to shake. I try to
Hello.
give a proper shake, but I imagine he crunches my bones.
Very gentle. Very gentle.
Very gentle.
Hmm.
Well, it's not like I can't be rough with it. I don't have strength.
He meets you at your level. It's another way to put it.
Yes. Very well then, Valentina. Let us go on.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry about that. As we go out of the shop, I go like, sorry about that whole thing. This is the kind of place where there will be a guy behind the counter that will squash your head in.
Not if I squash
Just-
his head first.
That man was a platinum level adventurer.
That-
He would lay you out.
Diamond.
Diamond.
No,
It's
diamond,
just
yeah, diamond.
A necklace, Valuna.
The hammer wasn't. Don't get cocky. We're already in new lands and new places. Speaking of which, I'm about to go towards a place filled with probably paladins and recruiters of Tyr. Would you mind waiting back at the ship? Just,
Sure.
based on your background, I have a feeling that if they were to find out, they might take issue.
I'll go back to the ship and wish death upon everyone in this city.
Please don't. Not yet.
Not yet. I start
I'll
walking
be-
towards the harbors.
I'll skedaddle as quickly as I can towards the arcane shop and the recruitment place.
All right. As you skedaddle towards the recruitment place, you find the shop described, the arcane shop, called Embervale's Arcane Emporium. And next to it, you see a recruitment center for Tyr, just saying recruitment center, and it's a generic wooden store with big glass panes and posters hanging up for wanted adventurers.
Recruitment center first.
And as you enter, you see a person clad in silver plates with a golden symbol of the scale that you have previously, to some rough degree, have copied before. Welcome. Fine clothing. How will maybe help a noble in our little business? We are out of adventurers to dispose of at the moment.
I take forward my pendant. My necklace. It is not as much I who need help. Well, I do, but I come bearing tidings.
Okay.
I have been I've been questing in the kingdoms of Eastwatch prior and fallen out of favor with some of it. I've came across a truly vastly evil set of men who dabbled with necromantic energies, as I show my scars.
Oh.
One who inflicted this upon me. He has been put to death, but a partner I never got rid of. He is a grave danger to all righteous men and women, and I want to inform you of him, as I believe we share a common cause.
You mentioned Eastwatch. East. So
I understand that you are not
you're
in the
far
most...
from home.
Yes, for good reason.
Right. My condolences. Those seems to. Have you sought a cleric to mend your? You seem like you can afford it.
Sometimes the best way to remind yourself of evil is to not let go of the scars it inflicts.
Oh, right.
To hunt down upon it.
If I could get rid of some of my scars, I was just maybe you hadn't heard about. Right.
Yes,
so
but the man I need to tell you about is called Newt Newman. He's from Eastwatch. He's a slaver and possibly a necromancer. He had connection with a vile man called Camir.
At the mention of necromancy, his eyes kind of twitch a bit. Necromancy.
Yes.
But in Eastwatch, I am in no position of power here. I am simply recruiting, but I will definitely give this notice to people of charge, and they will see a way to. Do you have any proof that we can go by aside from yourself?
I have an associate who has been kidnapped. Far away from now to experience this vileness firsthand. What I most have is stories and my scars.
Do you at least have another person who can vouch for your words? Right now it's hard to
yes, I do. I can call her if you wish.
Yes, please. The more witnesses who can tell about this, the better.
I take my lectures and say, Valentina, they're asking if you would like to witness to the evil of Newt Newman here by the Tears recruiters. Are you willing?
I pick up my necklace and I say, are you sure I should go there?
It's your judgment. I understand you have things to do, and if you really want to move on quickly, we must move on quickly. We do not have time for much.
I say, let's
my
just
reply.
move on.
I'm sorry, but she demands we move on. We have a mission to rescue others in the far west kidnapped by a coven of witches. That is our quest for now.
I've heard
She's
about
gone back to the ship to prepare.
Right. I'll write this down, and if I get in more accounts of people mentioning this forbidden magic being practiced in Eastwatch, I will delve deeper into it and alert.
Should you ever wish to hunt Newt Newman, the estates near the vineyards of Eastwatch is where to go. It's west of the citadel.
Right. Thank you. Awfully specific. I'll keep that in mind.
I've done what I could to find out earlier, and like I said, there's others that have witnessed it firsthand. The one who I just called, for example, had a run-in with him.
We have a cleric on hand who can do a spell to detect whether or not something is true or not, but I need someone who can verify your claims, so to say, aside from the spell.
I could do with the spell, but not much more. I'm afraid I'm out of time as well. I must go grab an item, and then I will travel through the mountains by
Alright.
ship. This
Understand.
rescue mission is of vital importance.
Understood. I'll note this down, but the spell will have to wait then. Right.
Yes.
Anything else we can help you with?
No, I just needed to tell you this. It's in the common good for all of us that such vile people are headed off before they become true evils upon the world.
Understood. We appreciate your report, and we'll keep note of any other reports like those. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your service.
You too.
And he does a salute and sends you off.
I walk right out, take a short moment, and walk into the next shop to look at for the guy called Dorian.
All right. As you enter the shop, it brims of magic. It's a thick atmosphere of essence that has been burned or is currently slowly burning just to create aroma. There are shelves that are floating mid-air with various things on it. And behind the counter, you see a guy wearing what can only be described as a wizard's robe with blue color and star patterns, but it's a pajamas instead. And the guy has big fluffy slippers on, leaned back on a magically floating chair with his legs on top of the counter and reading a book with a little pajamas hat on.
This has to be the most magical shop I have seen in my travels so far.
Night something.
I've been sent.
Huh?
I've been sent here from the G.
Oh, Gregory, nice.
So that's what he was called.
So,
yes.
how? Yeah. What's the G missing? What are you sending his way this time?
Well, it's more that he wants me to send me on my way. I'm going by ship to the mountains.
Mountains by ship, right?
And
so you want
and
my
he said,
order for melting? Yeah. Okay. Right. So I guess you're doing a mission for him. I can let you want to go for 200 gold or something. I don't know. There's somewhere over the shelf in the other end of the store. You can go grab one.
Also, you wouldn't happen to have any magic bows around here?
Now the weapons, like we do the enchantments and send them straight up to the blacksmith, and they sell with a profit. We're just
so
what
magical knickknacks and doodads is what I find here.
Yeah. Well, and whatever we can find on the spot, I might be able to do a thing or two.
You know what? I'm gonna go on this mission. I'm going to try to come back alive, and I think I want to spend some leftover cash when the dust settles here. I'll be back in some weeks.
I mean, I don't think my store is moving anywhere, at least not today.
I mean, you're a wizard. I don't feel like I should ever take stock in that your store or castle is going to be where it was last I left it.
You're a smart one. No, but serious, jokes aside, I'm not going anywhere. I can't be bothered.
Right. I'll go get the orb. I go grab, in the direction he told me to. Find it, come back, and then give him 200
as you
gold
walk
pieces.
over to the end of the store, you notice this big red glowing sphere, and as you approach it, you definitely feel some heat is emanating from it. And while at the other end of the store, you begin to hear a muffled sound coming from the alley next to the store. Seeing some people are getting big rowdy, bit rough in their words, starting to sound aggressive.
Dorian, you've got a crowd building outside. Or at least a little bit of a violent happening.
Not my problem. You could go see what it is. It's not my...
Well, I'm going to buy this thing first. That's what I'm here for. Is it this big red ball thing here?
Yep. That's the one. Go. Yep.
I grab it. If it's too big for me to grab, I put it in my trunk and go pay him.
It is fairly big. It's like a beach volleyball size red glowing sphere. But it's surprisingly light to carry. Seems to be some kind of glass structure with something inside glowing.
So how do you hang this off a ship?
Oh,
Just rope or?
you tap it twice and it'll magnetize to any kind of surface it's next to, and stay there until you tap it twice again. It's
Oh, nice.
fairly simple in charm, I guess. I can do the same for you if you want to. No, I'm just kidding.
No, not now, not now.
No, I like you. 150 gold, we have a deal.
A deal's a deal.
Yeah,
I shake
sounds. No. Just lay the money on the counter. I'll grab it when I feel
I
like.
lay the money on the counter, and then
Yeah.
I say, I'll see what this skedaddle is outside, and then I'll probably go to harbor and go on.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. In all this time, his gaze never left the book he was reading in. Just sitting in his chair reading.
I remember making this city once as like a D&D thing to myself. It's the city of ass whooping. Because everywhere you go, there's going to be someone horrendously overpowered around the corner, and none of them is going to act like it.
All right.
So, I go out. I will see what this skirmish is. I will avoid it and go back to the ship unless it's something interesting.
All right. The alleyway is between the arcane store and a potion store next to it, and there are some crates blocking the view immediately, but you can definitely hear a commotion brewing in the background, and someone pleading for help in a vague old hoarse voice.
Okay, now I have to go look. If it's a call for help and to do good, what kind of chaotic good wouldn't?
As you
get
make your
the
way,
letter opener ready.
as you make your way down the alleyway, swerving in between crates and barrels, you see what is described as an old man with some semi-long white beard and glasses, currently being held up against a brick wall by people who resemble paladins of Tyr, but their armor is old, is worn. It doesn't have the sheen that you've seen other Tyr's paladins have. Their capes are ragged and torn, and they're just looking rough and tired. Currently, you're holding this man up against the wall, angrily.
Really, gentlemen?
You there, sir? Please help! Please! Assist me. These ruffians are trying to deal with me. Please, I beg you.
Yo.
Gentlemen, really? In a back alley, a man who looks defenseless? Three of you against a wall?
Well, this old
Hell,
man
if
promised us money, so if he doesn't have any money, we're gonna fucking make whatever out of it he has. We're gonna take
I
everything
promise no
else.
such thing. You were assigned to me as my retinue.
We don't care
And this
about
is
his
the
family
thanks I
name.
get.
I will insight check everyone involved.
Make an insight check. And Oppa, you can make a deception or a persuasion check, depending on how you're approaching this situation.
Boom. First roll. Oh, wait, let me change some shit.
Baluna definitely gets the idea that the old man seems to be telling the truth, although in a mild confusion, and the soldiers seem to also be telling the truth to some degree.
I just gotta
Guys.
stand there and let them beat up on
I
an
don't-
old man?
Well, perhaps there's a truth to everyone's side here, but there's better ways to solve this than with arms. Gentlemen, I point to the three ragged-looking people. Is it three people?
It is 5 people. There are 2 currently standing in front of you, and 3 people are circled around this elderly gentleman.
I understand that you are due owed, but what is right is also right, and this is not it. This is wrong. This is an evil way of conduct. Cease this villainy at once, and settle this properly.
Make a persuasion check.
Not particularly trying to be persuasive, but we'll do.
This old man used his fucking family name to get us out of our fucking leisurely job, and now you want to make us not get anything out of it? If we return without having served this guy, we will be treated as deserters, and if we go with him, we'll die on the battlefield. So, what do you think our options are right now? I think we are gonna take what he has and fucking run.
You wouldn't get
It-
very
it-
far.
In that moment, can I would like to well, how far are they? Like they're pretty close together.
Three of them are right next to you.
And the other
With
two?
one of them, they are standing about 10 feet away from you, pushing up against Paluna to some degree with their shield in hand.
Okay, I want to Misty Step behind Paluna. And then that's a bonus action. And then as my action, I want to cast a fireball on the guys that were standing next to me.
All right, so let's roll for initiative. As we go into our little fight here. in the
I'm
alleyway.
sorry for sending you away, Emma.
Oren, you can put yourself down somewhere around here. And
Where it's here. I see darkness.
you see dankness.
I see the night. I see the dark.
Do you not see anything now?
Also new. Well, I see more darkness. Maybe I'm on the wrong part of the screen. Let me just scroll around a bit and see. Maybe I
Just
zoom
zoom
out.
out.
No.
Do you see anything, Opa?
I see, yeah. Just put your thing somewhere. Your token first. It's like last time, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
put your token on the
I
map
can do
and
it
then-
for...
No,
Not
I have
there,
my token on the
just
map. I still only see the dark.
Want to see the map.
I understand you wanted to nerf my AC a little, Opa, but no, Mickey. But this is.
Oh my god,
this is
you're
rough.
far away. No wonder you can't see anything.
Oh, I can see now. I have a
Can
Can you
quiet
take
vision.
my thing out just so I can see the map? Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah.
All right. So show me, Lord Reginald, show me where you missed a step to.
Lord
I just-
Reginald.
Misty Step right about here.
Hmm.
And then in the 20-foot radius, so that's like pretty big.
That's when you realize how big fireball explosions are.
I'll put it like here, I guess.
I imagine you put it up against the wall because you have an idea of
Yeah.
how big the explosion is.
But yeah, well, I'll just clip Paluna, I guess. But I
All
don't
right, Paluna will be hit by the fireball.
care. Yeah. Or I
Money?
can. Can I do it? Yeah, like this. Okay. I'll do it like that.
So Valentina dies.
I'm not
Noted.
there.
Just straight in the corner. I'll just miss the one guy, but I don't want to hit the guy that is trying to save me.
All right, let me just pop out some
Or can I do it like?
character sheets.
No, I can't. Okay. Yeah, like that. So 4 guys, so I'll hit with it. Let me pop one. The spell. Casted at 3rd level.
Yeah.
Meh.
EC 14, and it's a dexterity saving throw, right? So
Mhm.
that will be that.
What the
Okay.
fuck is that name, Opa?
Ah, that's my name.
Lord Reginald Chauncey Percival Theobald Embervale.
Yep.
Oh my god.
No, I am a Lord Reginald.
Ironically, the guy who held you up against the wall is the only guy who takes full damage. And the rest,
As I do this, I just say like, "Unhand me," as I Misty Step, and then it's like, boom, big blast.
they
After.
all seem to, despite being roughed up and old adventurers or adventurers who've served in different ways, they all seem to be trained, military trained. So they all raised the shield at the same time. Only the guy who held you was the only one who didn't raise it in time, which seems to fit the narrative pretty well. So let's roll initiative, if you haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Marco spells.
And I will allow that to be a surprise attack by you. Because
Nice,
while they
nice,
did
nice.
expect to rough you up, they didn't expect for this old man to also have his own tricks.
Does that mean I get involved in the surprise round because I cannot be surprised?
Yes?
Oh, but fuck.
Okay, my initiative rolls were interesting.
Ah, it's good. I like it.
All right.
Well, take it. Take it.
And Poluna has higher dexterity, I imagine. So you get to go first. I don't imagine your modifier is lower than +3, right? So
It's +4.
yeah. So go ahead.
Really? We're doing this? Guess we're doing this. I am going to all take a bag of ball bearings and shovel them out. Well, just drop it on the floor. A bag of 1,000 ball bearings. So we're going full Looney Tunes.
Okay.
If I'm doing this, this is an action. So a bag of 1,000 ball bearings.
Noted.
Let me just pull them up because I didn't realize I'd be using this today and find the tool for making a square. So it's like a 10-foot square centered.
That is where they have to. Is it a DC 10
Yeah.
dexterity to not fall? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. They're in armor, right?
Yes.
Yes, they are. It's a square feet. Must succeed in a DC 10 saving throw. A creature moving through the area moves at half speed. Doesn't need to make the save. So if you go full speed, you have to make a DC 10
Okay.
or fall. And if you go half speed, you don't have to. So I'm going to dump that basically like this.
All right. So you're also affecting yourself?
Yes!
Understood.
That is my action. And then as my, what's it called? Bonus action, I'm going to use disengage. And at
Alright.
half speed, move here. And sort of, in my movement, draw the letter up and say, enough! 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 This is foolishness! Go to each your own!
Okay, make a persuasion check for the sake of it.
Wait, who
One
are you
last
trying
try.
to persuade?
Nobody in particular. I'm just.
Me?
I'm setting.
no,
no,
not
I'm
with that
setting,
roll.
I'm setting the scene for having a reason to open up a can of ass whooping on.
Nice.
All right.
But at the same time, I'm not, actively trying to hurt them. So I hope they also don't think that I'm the one they need to go hit. Just like I'm trying to pose myself in between, like go like, stand down, stand back, to both sides. And that'll be my turn.
All right.
Do I have to do anything to make that square linger, by the way?
No, I
Oh,
can
yeah.
envision where it is.
Well, I can do
Because
like,
it's,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
those, yeah.
You can click the
Yeah.
linker thing
Yeah, I did.
on the message.
It's just if I click on
yeah.
anything
Alright.
else, it'll go away.
So this guy in the back definitely sees the need to go at full speed. So he's gonna run across these marbles in a interesting display of running and desperation at the same time. He rolls a solid 19, so he doesn't slip, and stands before you and is going to make 2 attacks against you with his longsword.
Yeah.
I mean, with your AC,
You're gonna have to tell me what they are or not.
all right. So that's a 24 and a 22.
Hits and hits.
Understood.
Jesus. Oh no.
So that is
I mean, you're the one who picked teleporting behind me. You could have just teleported away.
That is 12 points of damage total.
My character doesn't know you.
Let me just make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah. I take 12 points of damage.
All right. Reginald, your turn
Yes.
to go.
The enemy's turn ends, right?
Yeah. All right. At least the old man. Bye, bitch.
Arguably, I'm squishier.
I'm a wizard.
I'm a rogue with force
You don't
AC
know.
10.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I can guess.
I see, seeing Paluna do his turn. So.
I mean-
Thank you very much, young man, for helping me. Shall we teach these ruffians a lesson? And do you see the
Yes.
staff? You see the staff that he was holding before? It transforms and the wood it melts into steel, and you see like a fine ornate rapier appear in his hand as he points it towards his enemies and say, "Well, let's have a duel, shall we?" And I'll use my blade song. I'll link it for everyone so you can see that.
Time to read a book.
You see the blade is starts to hum with this vibrant energy, and you can almost like hear it sing through the sky as it waves in front of these enemies. I'm gonna walk up to this guy, and I'm gonna make my first attack
All right.
with my rapier. That's just a normal attack. Let's see if this works. Boop. That's a 26 to hit.
That is.
Okay. That is 10 points of piercing damage.
Understood.
And then for my extra attack, I'm gonna use the cantrip. I will use Green Flame Blade, which is another melee attack, and then splash damage to the person behind.
All
So you
right.
see the rapier lights up with some green flames as he makes another stabbing attack. Did I do that correct? Yeah. Wait 1 sec, sorry. New character, need to learn.
New character, who this?
Yeah, just a melee attack, okay. Natural one.
Windows wide.
Okay. I guess I doesn't leave. No. Okay, that's it. That's my turn.
That's the end of your turn.
Yep.
This gun attempts to brush by his comrades, but them standing in the way, looking at these beats on the ground, can't seem to make it past them. And instead shouts at his teammates, "Don't let the little guy get away! He has us money! You gotta get those money, right?" Next guy's like, "Oh, right, I'll take care of that." And he walks up next to you and attempts to swing at you with his Morningstar.
And he walks at half speed.
And what was that half speed? He has not far to go, and he is in no rush. That is a 17 to hit.
That misses.
That misses. And he swings.
Yep. I mean, that misses, yeah.
That's the end of his turn. And then there's the paladin in the background. He goes in full motion in an anger after being burned by the very target he saw as an easy prey. And he's going to attempt to make it through the beats. That's a solid 5. He falls on his ass.
He goes prone.
That would be right there.
CC, baby.
And he has to use half his movement to get up, which means he has 10 left. Because that was 5. So he gets there. Alright. And the other paladin slowly walks up after seeing his comrade fall on his butt. Looks around at his comrade who has been wounded, says a silent prayer. Holy energy begins to emanate around him. And he stands there in anticipation, waiting. Peluna,
So,
you're on now.
the imploding ball, was that a square or a sphere?
That's a sphere.
Alright, so let's just, for good sake, get a circle and just, go like... That hits everyone but my guy.
Hey, yo.
And pulls everyone back into the balls if they get hit. So, I'm going to... Ooh, what is this? Do I have to range attack roll, or do they just have to dex save?
It's a dex. It's a little range attack roll to see if you hit your intended target.
Is it against the AC? Yeah, it must be, right?
Yes.
Alright, so we're going to...
But it's the explosion, so I'm not
Take-
saying that it's going to go wide in case you misses. It's just a matter of how precise your explosion is going to be comparatively.
I'm gonna take a deep breath and use my steady aim.
All right.
And
Advantage.
then I am going to throw the ball at my target.
Basketball mode? Or not baseball mode? Pitcher?
We can do that.
You hit clean.
Hold on,
the target.
hold on. I have 3
Mhm.
rolls. There we go.
Right,
it's
right,
25.
right.
Elven accuracy.
Yeah. Not that there is a crit to it, but the damage
I will
happens
Crits.
within the explosion. The save is just to see if they get pulled or not.
Okay, so it's they all take 3d8 is what I hear.
Yes.
I don't get sneak attack for having advantage.
No, because it's not a direct attack roll.
Wait, hold on now.
It's a direct attack roll against one of them.
to see a precision of where the orb lands. Not
I was
if you're-
aiming at him.
Yeah, but the explosion happens regardless.
Fair enough. I
Hmm.
understand why you're not willing to give this to me.
Hmm. So that's.
10.
Did I write down what the DC is on it?
You did, and I have it here somewhere. I think we agree it's equivalent to spellcasting modifier.
Right.
So proficiency +8, so it's 11. It's Dex 11, right?
Surprisingly, 3 still fail and take full damage.
I was about to say, what about all the ball bearings? Does that impact their ability to stand? For the 3 fail, I'm not gonna argue about it.
Honestly, considering the implications, that would
Well,
be
if
an
they have a
solid
deck save,
turn.
they try to dodge out of it, right? Like,
Yeah, so I would say those that failed fell prone as well at the same time. The others will have to roll at
No. The guy at the center is gonna get 1,000 ball bearings at him! Oh no! It's a bullet cage!
How do we do that?
Oh no!
Let's see.
I didn't even realize this would be a combo. Hold on, I think I've discovered something.
Hey, yo.
Hmm.
you just discovered the shotgun.
A
Hold
reverse
on,
shotgun.
I might need to go purchase a lot of ball bearings.
Yeah, but they only fly 10 feet, so it's not like they get like super big momentum, you know.
So you're telling
So
me
it
that even
probably
with
wouldn't hurt that much.
1,000 steel bolts wouldn't hurt if just, going at speeds high enough to drag a man on his ass.
I'm just looking at some numbers here. I would say the guy at the epicenter, he will take, for the sake of balance, 1d4 damage per 100 ball bearings.
10d4s?
Yep.
Damn! Smoke his ass.
Mm.
Oh shit! Damn.
That's
a good
28 points of damage to this guy, plus d10, so that's 38 points of damage. That's 57. Right. He's not looking too good at the moment. Let's be honest. That guy is dragged on top of him. This guy did not get dragged. Still takes 10 damage.
Oh no, poor guy. Absolutely
That
just
guy
fucking...
gets dragged. On top of him takes 10 damage, and this guy doesn't get dragged and takes 10 damage. The guy that did the holy energy has to roll for concentration check, which we do there. He maintains whatever he's concentrating on right now. I'm afraid to say this, but is that the end of your turn?
One bonus action left. So, I'm going to turn invisible with the cloak.
All right. Poluna vanishes from sight.
That should give you something to work with. I feel that's pretty good damage for one turn.
That's up to Reginald to decide. All right. It is one of the guys who are in the crowd.
So,
Can I
all the
see
ball
how
bearings,
often?
are they now like spread out meaninglessly, or are they still in the area?
They are within the pile. I would say there are some stragglers around the edge of the square, but most of them are collected on that epicenter of where the impact
So what
happened.
you're saying is every
They
time I
have-
bullet someone in this area, they're gonna eat defuck ton damage.
If you implode if the guy still stands at the epicenter, yeah, and the bullets are dragged to some degree, yes. Right. A target has to be the epicenter, and the balls have to be dragged some kind of distance. Yes,
We can work with this.
we can work with this. All right. This guy is up. He has to do a... No, he was prone because he got dragged. So he has half movement. So he has 15 movement. That would get him just up against Reginald. And he's going to make an attack with his longsword. 18 and 20.
The first one misses.
The
Second
first
one
one
hits.
misses. All right. That's 9 points of damage.
How dare you! Like an
Okay.
elderly man.
Reginald, you're up.
Okay. Well, I think I'm just gonna do the same. But I'm gonna focus my attacks on the guy channeling.
All right.
I'll do a quick whoosh, and you hear like this nice melodic sound as the blade flies through the air. 16
16 doesn't hit.
does not.
Does not hit, no.
Okay, and then bonus extra attack. I mean, not bonus action. I'll do. I'll do another green flame blade. So the blade lights up again with green flames. Gonna strike at him. 11. God damn it. Suck!
Then unfortunately does not hit either.
Yeah. The I wanna do the thing. Sec. So this should not be an action or bonus action, right? But you see from his waist, you see two like nice ornate daggers. They just start spinning around around him to the tune of the Blade Song, as the Swan Song's sorrows come into action.
All right.
I'm gonna do 3 charges of it to these guys around me.
Understood. Go ahead and roll damage.
So 1 sec, just like mark down how long my blade song lasts. I'll just roll for all 3, okay?
Yep.
It's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Nice.
Yeah. And then I would like to bonus action Misty Step away. Because fuck this shit.
Understandable. Have a nice day. So,
oh.
in short, Paluna, you see Reginald swing with his sword, and in the same motion, the tune of the blades going through the air, you see 2 daggers fly from his hips, and they begin to swirl in a dance around his blade and proceed to cut the people around him at the same time.
Old man's
Actually,
got
no, I'm
steel.
not gonna miss these step away. I'll just stay stand my ground. Because fuck these guys, how dare they attack me?
Understood?
Yeah, and
This guy has half movement speed.
I'm going to say something very cursed. Did you know you can misty step through windows?
I did not know, but good.
Just in case you want to be a real bastard.
This guy is going to attempt to swing at you with his Morningstar again.
Which one? Oh yeah, sure.
And that's a 20 to hit.
I will reaction shield.
Understood. The Morningstar boom, reverberates against your magical erector shield.
Yeah.
That's the end of his turn. This guy is going to use half his movement speed, realize his teammates are in the way, is going to stare angrily at Paluna from a distance. Bit
Can't see
sore after being imploded on by...
You can't see the invisible elf.
He looks at an invisible elf angrily, assumes he's there, but doesn't actually see him. Rolls an invisible intimidation check, doesn't work, Paluna knows he's stealth. Yep.
Question: how long did this invisibility land? Was it until the start of my next round?
Until start of your next round, yep.
Good.
And it is this guy who is holding onto his holy energy. He looks around, fulfills the prayer, and a calming, soothing energy goes through, but doesn't take effect on you, Reginald, but it takes effect on his allies and himself. And he heals for some hit points. And so does his allies, as some of the wounds seem to close up. It's not a rapid healing that happens, it's slow. But the holy energy around him still continues to stay. Paluna, you're up.
Paluna pops back into view. A bow in hand, aimed squarely at the healer. I can't really argue that. Do I have stealth towards the healer?
I mean, technically that would be a half cover where you are right now. So if you roll a stealth check, see where it lands. No.
Damn. Doesn't matter. We are going to give him a wonderful bullet anyways. Question is, how seriously do I want to take that shot?
You can steady aim.
Yeah, but if I steady aim, I can't really run. But yeah, let's steady aim. I steady aim, and then we delete. Hold.
25 definitely hits. It still hits.
I have to fish for the crit, you know? And he takes...
Wow.
That's your guys' rolls today? They are...
I should just have stuck with the angry orb. God damn.
16 points of damage. The damage definitely sticks. He doesn't seem to be resistant to non-magical bows.
Finally! Found
Yes!
something!
Woo!
Let's go.
Alright. It is now this angry guy's turn.
That's done, done, done. Yep, that would be everything I have.
From his bag, he pulls out a two-handed sword, angrily glares at Reginald, and swings at you recklessly. Not as in he actually gets advantage, he's just very reckless with his attacks. So that's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah. That hits.
11 points of damage.
Ow.
And that's the end of his turn. You're up, Reginald.
Good sir. This is not looking so good. Time to dip out of here.
Oh,
I-
man.
cast bonus action Misty Step right about here. Let me mark that off. And then I will cast Greater Invisibility on myself. So disappear from sight. Even the blades that were spinning around me disappear.
Yeah.
And I start running. I got 40 movement, so yeah, I don't know how far I can go, but can't see the map, but I'll just run here. 1 second. 15. Then another 25 over there. Okay, that's my turn. Later!
These knights are looking in confusion, and their aggressiveness grows on their facial expression of frustration of their currently bound contract and their frustration with the whole scenario, looking towards Paluna, who is now standing in plain sight. They are all gonna march up without any hindrance, staring at Paluna, and 2 of them are gonna attempt to swing.
No. You get to do that in turn order, because the second one of them ends their turn near me, I leave.
True. So that would be this guy, the second paladin. He swings with a longsword. 27 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Definitely hits. In that, he's gonna dump in a divine smite.
Sure, roll for damage.
So that's 25 points of damage.
Sure. I
And
take 25.
he's gonna swing again.
Wait, he
That's
gets 2
22.
hits?
28 to hit.
Hold on, he gets 2 attacks?
Yep.
Didn't have that before.
The paladin? First he was blocked behind the other, and then he missed.
I'm pretty sure... And then he missed, yeah, but if you miss, that you still don't get double attacks, just because... Like, if you miss... Yeah.
No, he couldn't reach Reginald before, as far as I remember. But he swings again. This is the guy you...
I mean, in that case, I would absolutely have done something different. I would have, thrown something at the... I have not evasion... I have uncanny dodge
All right.
at the first one.
Yeah,
can
you
only
can
count
use
that.
your reaction as that, right?
Yeah, so that
We can-
halves
we can make contact.
25
To 12. Yeah.
to 27. Yeah.
And then you take 11 points of damage from his second hit.
Joy. Yeah. Go ahead. Kill
And
Paluna.
that's the end of his turn.
Paluna looks really beat up now.
Oh no.
Guys! How are we still fighting?
You're not going to use your thing to move? Is that a reaction thing to move? Or
It's a reaction. I only get 1.
I see.
Paluna takes the blow pretty bad and looks real weak here.
Understood.
He looks at them like,
Sim.
Jesus, I'm not your problem.
Make a persuasion check. $14. Hand over your belongings, and we'll let you go as compensation for whatever that old dog did to us. And you, for that matter, you dirty little tricks.
I just fall to my knee, just like,
Ow.
do they attack me on their turns?
They are awaiting your response to forfeiting your belongings.
I turn invisible and run.
You turn invisible and run. One is
I
gonna
will
attempt to
Nope.
attack with disadvantage.
If I get my
Oh, you well, you can
it's the
either
cloak.
right. So you're still invisible, but they have disadvantage at attacking you.
I have
and
dash
this-
and
dash.
disengage.
That's many things at the same time doing a short exchange.
Oh right.
Mm.
So the
considering
way
it's
that would
been-
go: cloak plus disengage first for bonus action 1, bonus action 2, and then dash for the action on my turn. If they don't immediately go for the kill, it would become my turn. If they're waiting for me to take an action.
That's fair. Yeah, we can roll with that. All right.
I'm really
So-
trying to come up with a way for my character not to die here. I'm sorry if I'm squeezing the lemon.
It is like very much on the edge, but I will allow it, I guess.
It should give me like 70 feet of
Considering the-
movement as well.
Considering the moment of pause for them to await you to drop your belongings, and it becomes your turn. You turn invisible as a bonus action. You dash as another bonus action, or disengage as another bonus action, and main action dash. So you are.
And when I'm out of the line of sight for them, I
Mhm.
will change all my clothes to look completely different color, a hat, everything. All my wounds are covered by the clothes.
Understood?
So
That
when
could
my turn
change.
rolls around again, I'll pop out of invisibility looking completely.
As these guys have given, that's 30. That's 30. No, it's only one of the guys' turns. It's the guy in the background. It is the guy, and he can't move out. The guys are blocking the way. So, Reginald, at the top of your turn, what are you going to do? You see Paluna disappear for an instant after lying on the ground, and he's nowhere around.
Do I see him appear again? Did you drop?
He doesn't appear
your-
till the end. Well, he does drop it when he does another action. So you see him appear again to your left, in front of your the arcane store.
Okay, if I see him like change his clothes, I'll just follow him stealthily. While
And
invisible.
I will if they have to chase by me, I will absolutely go stealth mode here,
All right.
heading back to the harbor.
I'll whisper. I'll stand next to him, invisible, and I'll whisper. Thank you so much, young man. I'm here, but I'll
Invisible,
pretend
yeah,
I'm
got
not.
it.
Okay.
Low profile.
Yeah.
I would like for both of you to roll stealth checks, just so we can get that out of the way. As while we are currently out of-
I'm sorry?
You get
At
advantage as well.
2?
15.
All right. While the people are giving chase, they're in a rush, and I would say you have advantage considering you changed your entire appearance, Paluna.
Oh, so do I get another roll?
Yeah, you get another roll.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
There's only one thing that could be worse. No, never mind.
Those two things that could be.
Wow, my rolls are fucking atrocious right now.
So
That being said,
the
if I
guys-
don't shake them immediately,
Mm.
I'm just gonna maximum sprint. I think I can outrun them.
yeah,
And
that's the
chug health
case.
potions.
They all look around, and while they only met you for a brief instance, your rush of like changing your clothes, you realize that some of the clothing didn't materialize quite properly, and your hat is falling off as you're running a bit. But it, because of the magical effect, it keeps bouncing back on your head, even though it keeps falling off. And they're looking over at you. Hey, give her, you, and begin to run after you. And Reginald, you see these guys chase after you. For a moment, they were your allies. Next moment, they're now
I
pursuing.
will whisper
this.
at the harbor and I will take off running. And yeah,
They definitely
I
can't
will
follow
do
in
my-
the long run because
I will
you
do my
have-
absolute best to shake them.
They absolutely can't follow you with your speed. The question is, can Reginald follow?
Well, I'll step aside, let them pass, and then make my way to the harbor. See if I can meet up with him later,
All right.
since that's what he wants.
Cue the whole Benny Hill theme of Paluna just running and the guards slowly falling. The guards slowly falling
I
behind in the
imagine this is
distance.
just a Scooby-Doo chase scene,
Yeah, basically.
except it's the crew against the one guy.
And you are pretty much catching some eyes as these guards are shouting for you to stop, and they're trying to use their authority as some kind of public servant, but no one quite seems to catch on the whole scenario. Instantly, you just see some guy running at the speed of wind, while these guys are losing their breath and slowly, in frustration, throwing their gear on the ground and yelling and stomping, and you're off into the distance. With your survivability skills, you're quick, even though these are new streets, you quickly find pathways that lead through all the housing and find your way back at the harbor after a few minutes of running.
I will, instead of running into the harbor, I will take a moment, change my clothes again, this time to a very drab harborman's attire, like someone who works at the harbor or works on a ship. Again, having the clothes just cover up the many wounds I've gotten, like the serious slashes, so they don't appear on the outside, and then I will stealthily sneak onto the ship. Or at least try to.
Interestingly enough, even though you are bleeding from your chest and your arms, the blood doesn't seem to fuse with the clothing. The clothing stains pristine, despite being right up against the wound.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to roll a stealth check to stealth onto the ship?
No. It's a busy
Okay.
city, so there are plenty of people to blend in against. And you made your headway.
I just appear near Valentina and go like, God, you would not believe what happened on the way home.
So Valentina, you see Paluna kind of pop up through a crowd of people at the harbor, and you just see him drenched in blood from like face and arms, or like dripping from his hands, not having a good time.
Luna, what happened? You...
On the ship, on the ship, on the ship, on the ship.
I am on the ship.
Right.
Been here for
I go
hours.
onto the ship and it wasn't that long, right? It felt
No.
like minutes. Anyhow, I immediately duck back into the cabins and like dispel the shirt and just wearing my like, God, fuck today, man.
You don't look so good. You smell pretty good.
From anybody else in this situation, that would be a compliment. I'm sorry. No.
I wasn't asking anything. What did you get yourself into? I thought you were just going to those paladin guys.
Yeah. Good thing you weren't there. God, it's a long story. Look, that was this. Right. I go to the paladins. I tell about the thing. I did that. Shouldn't suspect anything. Then I go in, get like this orb we need to travel across the mountain so we can melt away the ice so we can go quickly to where beer is, right?
Right. Did you get
And
it?
then there's like this commotion out. Yeah, I got it. Then there's this huge ass fight and commotion outside, right? I go out, check it out. It's like 6, I wouldn't call them guards, more like ruffians, bandits, vandals, traitors, deserters who lost their cause, ganging up on this old man. I was like, that's just not right. So I try, stand the situation down. And then the old man just fucking teleports behind me and throws a fireball.
Oh.
And it's just downhill from there. Just exquisitely, extremely downhill. I told him to meet me at
Paluna,
the harbor.
did you get beat up?
Oh, yes. What gave it away? I got my ass kicked. Oh, I do not need... These clothes, no favors in melee combat. They get in the way, they tangle your leg. You are not, like, I don't know how women do it, but you are not meant to run with the male variant of skirts. Doesn't work. Gonna start grabbing out some bandages from my survivor's kit and start bandaging myself up. Just need to bandage myself up properly, and then I told that old man to meet me at the harbor. He seems to want to get out of here too, and well,
The
he
old
slings a mean
man
fireball.
who did the fireball.
Yeah, he slings a mean fireball.
You want
Besides-
this old man to accompany us?
You know, anybody who can throw a fireball and teleport behind you and hold themselves in a fight, yeah, kinda do. Besides, you know, it's easy to get off on the right foot with each other when both of you are staring down the same 5 ruffians.
Okay, Paulina. Hmm.
And besides, think of it, reinforcements for when we try to rescue Beer.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll go out on the deck of the ship. Did I ever catch Reginald's name in that whole confrontation? I don't think I did.
Nope.
Yeah, so you can't call you with the amulet.
He was called
So
an old dick and an old guy and a swindler and a noble entitled prick, but
I will go out on deck, spying for this old man. Once I've, treated my wounds so they're no longer hurt badly.
easy enough with your perception, this guy stands out as he, much like you, adorns fairly noble clothing, and while he has just been in combat, his hair is well kept and is pristine shape. And you see him. What are you doing in this moment, Reginald? While at the harbor.
I'm looking around, like at the ship, see if I can spot the nice stranger that helped me before.
Make a perception check for me.
Me?
Yeah, just to see how this goes.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Oh, that's with advantage. 3.
So, Paluna, you see this old guy clearly looking at all the ships one at a time, and like takes off his glasses and in an attempt to smear smudge off, another smear of smudge comes on the glasses. Some
Oh no! Have you seen the young
I
elf?
reach into my trunk and take out a signal whistle, seeing this guy lost, and just blow into it, like making a signal. Like, the kind you'd make, when someone's leaving or something's happening, but hopefully enough to at least also get his attention and then catch eye contact when he looks over this way.
Would that catch Reginald's attention?
Probably not. With my perception roll, I'm just like, please, young lady, a small elf boy, about this tall. He had some really fancy clothes on. Have you seen him? Please.
I just look to Valentina. Where's Valentina in this? Are you below decks or like?
That's where I was last.
I kind of
Do you
like to
follow
imagine
me
that
up?
Valentina
Yeah, I'll
just
follow
gazed
you
up. Yeah, because of the smell of blood lingering on him.
I was
just-
like, that's so good.
Yummy.
Just following scent of
Yeah.
blood.
Meanwhile, this young random woman is like, look at the inn. There are probably a few elven boys there.
Could you point me in the right direction, please?
Yeah,
I'm
the inn
going
is right
to-
a few hundred meters in that direction.
Is there like
Alright.
a pole or something near this guy?
I mean, there are street lamps.
How close is the closest street lamp?
I mean, to him,
Yeah.
they're about like 15 meters in between, so average 7.5 meters away from him.
I'm just trying to look at what Paluna is looking at. I'm not really sure what's going on.
I'm going to just walk down to the pier.
That's
and
maybe
walk up
easier,
to the
you know?
old man.
Just try to make the most difficult connection. Just walk up and say hello.
With
Hello,
your
sir. I
speed,
believe I know
you-
who you're looking for.
yeah, with your speed,
Oh,
you definitely
oh.
catch up to the old guy making his way towards the inn. Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Why don't you follow me? We have a ship to catch, right?
What do you mean? You
Yeah, we're
leaving
going out
already?
of town. Yes, there are these troublesome fellows that really didn't appreciate us being here. So why don't you join me on the ship?
Well, not so hasty. I mean, I just can't get on the ship with some strangers I just met. Like,
Or you can stay in the
maybe
town
we should have a.
with the guards looking for you, trying to kill you at every turn. Just walk
Oh,
with me on the
I
ship.
would love to see them try. Such a fine man like myself, they can't get me. They wouldn't dare.
Like they wouldn't earlier?
Well,
Look, let's talk on the ship.
that was
we can,
different. Okay,
we can have our conversation there.
Oh, Edoran, lead the way.
I lead the way.
I'll
All
follow.
right. As you approach the ship, Reginald, you see that this ship that he's talking about does not live up to your expectation of what a ship should look like. The boards in the upper half of the ship are slightly bending outwards as if the nails have given away a bit. There is black and brown smudges all over it. There are algae crusted to the bottom of it, not well kept, and the sail is dark and tattered. It is an old, worn-down ship.
Yes, a fine vessel you have, sir.
Yes, it's very
a
fine.
very
It's great.
fine vessel. Yeah.
Yes, it's great for going around someone unnoticed. Lost in the hubbub of the unimpressive.
By the looks of your clothing, I thought you were a fellow nobleman like myself, but this
They're
vessel,
cursed.
on the other hand, is.
It's cursed clothing, and I transformed them into some like very fine but like poor man's looking rags.
Oh wow!
I've been cursed with fancy clothing that are bugger all of help.
I need
So
to
at
get
least I
me
get
a
to look
pair
good.
of those. Where did you get them? I shall buy them of you at once.
Yeah, that's the problem. I can't really take them off.
Well then, you shall have to refer me to the person that made them. I need this fine specimen in my wardrobe.
Look, if we ever get the chance, I will refer you, but that was in another dimension, I think.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Well, who's this lovely lady here? My name is Lord Reginald Chauncey Percival Theobald Amberville, at your service. I look at Valentina.
What he has come.
I look at him up and down. I am Valentina. Pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine.
So, what are you doing here?
Well, your
Yeah,
friend
none of us.
here invited me.
What are you doing here? Welcome aboard the vessel, Carl's Cargo, at your service. How may we aid you? We can throw these strangers off right away and take over business for you, sir.
Oh, that shall not be needed. That shall not be needed.
What the
I'm here
hell?
on invitation of this fine.
Oh,
I didn't catch your name.
uh,
What's your name, good sir?
My name's Carl.
Gate cross.
No, not you.
No,
the other.
no, I thought you said fine, sir, so I thought you meant me. I'm
Well,
the captain,
my
by the way.
savior, the young elf.
Savior. I mean, he looks a bit... He saved you? You seem in better condition than...
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they barely
Team
laid a
effort.
scratch on me, but if it weren't for him, I would have probably been a bit
but-
worse.
If you need me, I'll be looking over the railing at women at the harbor. Call me if you need me.
So, you're a noble, huh?
Yes.
Look, don't confuse him with noble
Amberville, you
factory
must have heard
folks.
of my family.
Have I heard of his family?
Luna, make an insight check. Valentina, no. Luna, the
What are
arcane...
these rolls today?
Luna, the
Christ, I have
arcane...
plus 9s and 10s on these.
Get fucked. Anyway, the arcane store you bought the items for said Emberville's arcane store.
Wait, you're in family with that guy from the shop?
Oh, yes, Dorian, my brother. That lazy son of a bitch. He's, yeah,
Honestly, I can't
we're
like
family.
this man. Wait,
Sorry,
hold
what was
on.
that?
You're telling me you got ambushed right outside your brother's store?
Yeah, not a great look, is it? I should really have a talk with that asshole. Can't believe he betrayed me like that. But that's for another time.
Wouldn't exactly say he betrayed you, more that he was just too bored to do anything about the situation happening outside.
Oh no,
I
I went
buying
into the
something
shop
from
with my, with those guys. They were supposed to be my retinue, but, well, you see what happened.
Oh?
Well, they betrayed me, of course.
Yeah,
They
I
were
mean,
promised great glory if they were to follow me, and then, you know, they decided that coin was more important. And well, even though I'm from noble heritage, I'm currently a little bit light on coin. So when they found out, they started to shake me down.
so
But I can promise you, I'm so rich now.
a pauper noble or a noble pauper?
No, I'm a noble. Just, under circumstances, a little bit light on coin, but don't worry. Once I've everything figured out, I'm back in the good graces of my family.
You know,
I'll
I
have
hope you don't
plenty of
mind, but
coin.
you don't have to be a genius to say that your situation doesn't really look
No,
that wealthy right now.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So, what were you
I'm
really
fucked,
going to do
okay?
about
I'm
it other than
fucked.
posture about it?
Sorry, what?
Well, you said what I was going to get you to say eventually. Look, if this is about money, I'm an adventurer, she's an adventurer, we're about to go do adventuring all around. And adventuring will get you some amount of money. You're real handy with those fireballs.
Oh, yeah, I'm a wizard, of course.
What do you say you try the life? It'll be unglorious,
Life.
unsanitary. It'll bring you to places you've never been, sleeping in worse conditions that you ever have. You'll miss the noble bed. There'll be times where you think this can't possibly be any worse. But you'll get to see the world, you'll get to find riches unexplained, and you'll probably get to walk away with more magical and wizardly scholarly adventures than you could ever find in a city like this.
Well, that is certainly an enticing offer. But
also, it pays really well.
It does?
Well, let's just say that the guys back at the guild have a total bounty pool for taking care of some local nuisances around the mountains and thereabout for 10,000 gold, depending on how dangerous what you take out.
I mean, that's just mere pocket change for me, if I had access to my family's coffers, of course,
But you don't.
seeing as that is obviously not the case, I'll agree, sure. But this the sleeping arrangements you were talking about, that shall just not do. I'll have the finest beds and the finest inns, okay?
Well, that's the problem. You'll be sleeping in the wild.
The wild? No.
I'll introduce you to it.
You must be
and I
kidding.
think you do wonders.
He's kidding, right?
I wish he
I'll look
was
at the-
kidding. I miss my bed.
Honestly, you two make a fine pair for the arguments for good beds. Maybe we should go get a luxury tent or something.
Oh, that is more like it. Well, we can figure out the details later. Yeah, sure. I'll join if you'll have me.
Do you know anything about the Western continents?
Well, surely I come from here. I hail from Dear Sanctum,
You hail
glorious
from
city.
Dear Sanctum, do you?
Oh yes, beautiful city. Have you
And-
been?
Those knights from your retinue also hail from there?
No, I picked them up here in Orkeen's Rest.
And what was your mission?
Sorry?
Well,
What were you and your knight's mission?
Well, I was set out to find glory and make a name for myself.
Well, we
Yeah.
are on a rescue mission for an entire race, as far as I can
Entire
tell, or at least
race?
a tribe.
Oh, that will
Yeah.
definitely put my name in the history books. I'm in.
Yeah, 1 second. I pull Paluna aside. And I whisper, Paluna, he's from Tyr's Sanctum. Think this is a good idea?
I go a little bit further aside, a little bit more away from his ears. Yes, he's a noble with his head stuck up his ass. He couldn't care more about religion. Besides, he's a wizard. He doesn't believe in those things. Gods are like a scholarly matter for them. As long as you don't hit him over the head with your heritage, you should be fine.
Fine, but if he
Besides-
causes trouble, I think we should kind of push him overboard.
You know, I may be
I
old,
think-
but I can hear you.
You'll be fine.
Huh?
We did say we walked away from you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just whispering next to me.
Alright.
Give him a choice. Give him a chance. I think you'd be surprised how effective he can be. He throws a mean fireball. Besides, wouldn't expect a wizard to be that good with a sword.
If you say so. This better not get us in
Besides-
trouble.
He's in it for glory in the history books. We get up to weird shit. Just wait until he finds out what we did for Darkmount.
Right.
You're in! I turn around. Oh, and
Splendid.
first things first, just so you're aware. We're going further west than Tyr Sanctum. Far further
Okay.
west. Should
As
be
long
heading
as we
somewhere
don't-
towards the Enchanted
Oh.
Forest.
Alright. I mean, it's all fine with me. I wouldn't want to overstep my position in this team as their leader, even though by nobility I should be, but nonetheless I'll follow along, and as long as we don't go to Tyr Sanctum, okay? Is that the deal?
Sure, that's the
As
deal.
long as we don't go to Tyr Sanctum, you say.
No, at least not just yet, okay? Let's,
Oh.
let's
Absolutely, I have no business there. If anything, I'm
Perfect.
doing my best to avoid that whole shtick.
Oh, perfect, me too. Yeah, some unfortunate stuff happened, and I don't want to be seen there for a little bit.
That makes
But-
two of us.
What did you do?
Oh, me nothing. Don't worry about it.
Hmm. Okay.
Fine people though, fine people of this thing.
If you say so.
Got nothing bad to say about them. But if we happen to not go there, then that would be fine with me.
Be happening to go
adventures-
other places than there, yes, definitely.
Alright, you promised me riches, so yeah, sounds good.
Riches or epic adventure, pick your choice. Take your pick.
Not both.
Captain, we're ready to set sail.
You hate to see them leave, but you love to see them go.
What?
You and me both.
What? I mean, we agreed half a day, so the deckhand won't be back for another like 5 or 6 hours, I think.
What?
I mean, that's what we agreed on when we anchored
No, we
here.
didn't. Go collect them.
Have you paid me my money yet?
Well, I have a better question. How long do you want to remain in a town where there is at least 2 people on your ship who kind of need to go out of it?
Wait, elaborate on that one.
We kind of accidentally got into a fight. And
You've
there might
been
be
here
some-
for an hour. How? What?
It was an accident, right, Reginald?
Please address me as my full name. That is Lord Reginald Chauncey Percival Theobald Amberville. Thank you very much.
Too long.
You see, it was an accident. Look, they just couldn't storm it, Reginald. One thing led to the next. Now I'm here covered in wounds. Look, we're not gonna stay in this town for long. We both knew that.
So, listen, you want me to go collect my men at the inn while they just got their bus on and want them to start sailing?
Actually, now that you say it, that's a terrible idea. I will never get anything done with that.
I'm sure
we
we can
do.
wait a little bit.
Great, just great. Baluna, what happened to Smallbeer? Is he still around?
Yo, small beer?
Who is Smallbeer?
Give me a moment. I take the necklace. Small beer? We're at the harbor. A thing or two happened. Can you come by?
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's all he.
Not ominous at all.
About 30 minutes passes, and you hear stumbling up the plank. Baluna?
Yeah?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah?
no,
who's that?
I'm a ghost.
No.
It's not a
No.
ghost. It's just small beer.
He's a
Ooh.
little furball child who is invisible.
What?
I'm a dead furbolg child. I'm haunting you. Woo.
Not so sure if I still want to come with you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I am invisible.
Oh,
Like,
I can do that trick as well.
okay, skal vi sige?
How long can you stay invisible for?
Yeah, let's do a competition. How long can you stay invisible for? If I win, I get your clothing.
My I couldn't part with those. Those are priceless artifacts.
Oh,
I
like daggers.
I'll wager
Can-
you 5 gold. Sure, why
okay,
not?
Can I have your daggers? I just got one this morning. And can I have 2 more?
No, 5 gold. Take it or leave it.
Okay, 5 gold.
All right. This
okay.
is easy money.
Okay, you say win, and then we go.
Okay, now, and he just manages.
Oh, that looks cool.
I look at Baluna. Great, now we have 2 invisible companions.
Well,
I'm gonna go
I say,
Don't
what about
dare.
we keep track of the time, Valentina?
After a minute, I pop back up.
Ha! Can you do more?
How did you do that?
Well, 5 gold, and I'll tell you.
Well,
Give me.
I've studied these spells for a long time, and I'm pretty sure the limit is like a minute maximum.
Yep.
How
Yep.
did you do this, child? Tell me at once.
I am the best thief in the world. That's how.
Do you have a magical artifact that keeps you stealth, or
You
What-
can just
what
see
is
while
it?
this conversation is going, Paluna's just starting to smirk.
how is this possible?
I
I'll
am
throw in another 5 gold if you tell me, okay?
Oh, I got cursed.
That's not fair. You cheated.
Well, you never did specify.
I'm a
And-
man of my word. Here you go. I just. Where are you? I can't see you.
Just-
Can't give you your gold.
You feel a tug on your dagger in your belt.
Just give him. Here you go. 10 gold pieces. Well played. Well played.
Thank you. Can I have your dagger?
No, I told you.
Okay.
Besides, isn't one magical dagger enough for you for now, Smallbeer?
No.
Well, I guess that settles that, I suppose.
You
Uh,
can find
but-
beer now.
I
To
hope
return
so.
to the point, Mr. Reginald, our companion.
That is
and-
Lord Reginald. If you're gonna shorten my name, please say Lord Reginald. Thank you.
We can do Lord Reginald then.
Ah,
To the point, Lord Reginald. This is what I mean when you'll come across the inexplicable and the weird and the wacky. When you're out adventuring, sometimes things just. They turn out stranger than you could have ever imagined in the first place, and I pull out the marble. Do you know what this is?
of course, it's an artifact.
Right.
You saw
How do they work?
mine. What do you mean? How did it work?
Yeah, how do they work?
The items, they're fused. And,
But why?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay,
That's
so Paluna,
adventuring for you.
okay, Paluna, what kind of answer were you looking for?
Oh no, I'm trying to make the whole like adventuring's just it doesn't explain itself. There's no explanation. Magic's weird. The world outside the cities are fucked up.
Oh, but magic is not weird. You study magic, you learn of its intricacies and learn the patterns, and then you practice it.
Well,
just
can you
it's
dispel
almost
these
like a science.
cursed clothing of mine?
I could try.
you
I would
fix
have to
small
study
beer-
them.
Mobility problems? You're gonna have a lot of time on a ship with both of us, just for the record.
Oh, I don't have the books. If I had access to my family's library, I could do the research, but maybe some other day, when we unfortunately make our way to the sanctum, or we find a library in another city, I could.
We are definitely
Aye,
not
yeah.
going to Tear Sanctum.
No,
Not a bad idea with
exactly.
the library, though. You might want to think about that, you know?
Absolutely not.
For the, what? Darkmount could use one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What is this document you're speaking of?
That's our
Formerly
city.
cursed and liberated city.
Oh, that place. Yes, I've heard of it. Horrible place.
Not
We
anymore.
used to have a family branch there, but
Oh,
then
really?
it all went up in smoke. Oh
Hmm.
yes, you'll find that Amberville's Arcane Emporium is in many cities.
I see.
Very well-known family. You sure you haven't heard of me?
Never heard of you. Or your family.
Oh,
Nope.
Such a shame. Well,
Is
we'll
it?
have to change that, shall we?
Well, you're here now, so I suppose in that way we have heard of you.
Perfect. That's at least 2 people that already know my name. My
Well.
adventure started off well.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about yourselves. I mean, I've told all about me, but where do you come from? What are your dreams, your aspirations? Why are you on this journey?
Well, let me tell you a story. I hate boredom. And you look like an enterprising young human. You've probably seen a little bit in your life. Imagine 100 years in a forest.
Oh, you're that old.
What do you mean? Oh, I'm young.
I
That is
guess
my
for,
adolescent years. I'm
elven
trying, look at me.
standards, yeah, of course. You
Except
hear
I
like a
can't
tiny bit of
stand
jealousy in
it.
his, as he said.
Yeah, except I can't stand it. Elves do nothing. For years. Seriously, they move at the pace of a potted plant. I got tired of it. Went out to explore the world. Became a messenger. I traveled the seas, saw many places, and one day, my travels takes me to the shores of Darkmount, where I am promptly kidnapped and put into a box.
Oh dear.
And in the blink of an eye, 30 years pass, and I am rescued by the fine Valentina and our lost companion Beer.
What a silly name.
And,
Not a silly name.
well, it's actually very on brand for him, because what do you think he does?
How would I know? I don't know the fella.
He drinks beer. Lots of it, honestly.
Ah.
I have never met a
great.
man who can... I don't think I've ever met someone who could outdrink him. Man is made of drinking steel.
Well, we shall have to put that to the test. I've drunk a fair bit in my early days. Well, wine, of course, not that silly beer. That's far
He
beneath
found,
me.
like, some of the strongest dwarven stuff and just went at it. Didn't even
Oh.
bat an eye.
Very
it-
impressive, yes.
I have seen the seas. It shook me down and thinned my paint. But
Alright,
what I do-
So,
I travel, I adventure, I see the world. I love seeing what's over the next hill, and when I've seen what's over that hill, I move on.
very exciting. What about you, young lady? Where are you from?
I'm similar to Paluna, honestly. Just a small elven village, and I just love adventuring and seeing the world.
Okay. Sure, yeah. I guess we all have that in common now then. Great. Looks a bit confused at that very short, abrupt sentence by 14. And you, young small bear. What about you? Where are you from? If my studies are correct, you Furbogs hail from the Feywilds? Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
And what brings you here, to this plane?
I was kidnapped by a vampire, and then I was freed by
Valentina is just like staring at where she thinks Beer is and trying to make him shut up.
Kidnapped by a vampire?
Oh, he has insane imagination.
And then
Coming up with little stories.
And then Lucian and Beer rescued me, and they brought me to Darkmont, where
Lucian?
no, they didn't bring me to
Another
Darkmont.
companion of yours?
well, they
Lucian?
brought me to
No, I
Darkmont.
don't know who
well,
that is.
And then, well, before that, I was kidnapped by something else. I think I was definitely taken from my home and brought to this thing, and then they drained my blood all night in a cell.
Vampires, you said, huh?
Ah, yeah.
Were you in Breakpoint? I've heard there's some vampires over there.
Breakpoint.
Do you
Interesting fellows.
believe in vampires, Lord
I have-
Reginald? I thought those
Where
were
have I
fairy
heard
tales
that
for
name
children.
Oh no, I've
Paluna, were we going
read
to
the books.
Breakpoint?
Sure.
It's
We had it on the
merely
bucket list
fiction.
of places we might want to explore, but this rescuing
You're
your
trying to
people
see
from
if
the
those
Black
myths are true or not? Very exciting.
It's something we could do. As the adventuring sort, I always like to keep abreast of strange rumors and weird places to go. So one of them's definitely Breakpoint.
I'm just
like
currently
mythical
looking
place,
towards where
full of things.
Small Beer's voice was coming from, and just like with a "I will kill you" look.
I'm starting to understand how this adventuring thing works. You
Yes, but it's not
explore
just
and investigate
Breakpoint.
myths and see if there's treasures and riches. Oh, very exciting.
We once found
Exactly.
a door.
Door?
Yeah, a door.
What was so
Yeah.
special about this door?
It took us to a different dimension that asked us to wish for things.
Oh,
I point to somewhere where Smallbeer's voice comes from. Made him invisible, made my clothes stuck, and teleported Beer to his people, who we currently think are being possessed or jailed by a coven.
And they once left me
Oh,
at a
hags.
feast guild, and I was taught how to do picklocks, and then they're teaching me how to steal from people, and they're saying I'm gonna be the best thief ever, and...
Small Beer, that's enough for today. You've had a long morning. Why don't you go have a nap?
But I'm not tired.
Go have a nap.
Can I have beer?
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeds to walk
see-
off.
we see like a lot of confusion at everything that's said. Like
He has a wild
he's only believes like half
you know,
of what he heard.
children.
Like, just like sure. Well, that's some big stories.
Alright, we also saw
Like I
Dragon
said-
once. Bye!
Like I said,
Telling the truth. That young boy has
Adventuring will
a
bring
big.
adventure will bring you to weird places and give you weird stories to go. Not all tall tales are as tall as they seem.
But a different dimension, you said. Is this something like
Yeah.
a pocket dimension, or was it?
No, it was the Feywilds.
Feywilds. Oh, how
We went there shortly. I'm pretty sure we know where the portal is unless it's moved. Right?
Yes.
I just looked to
You shall,
Valentina.
you shall have to take me there at some point. I would love to see it.
Well,
Just
currently
was
we're
very
rescuing
We're
We're not
lieutenant
going
lieutenants
that
kidnapped
way
from the States.
currently.
Ah, such a shame.
I mean, we'll return there eventually,
Don't
right,
worry, you're
Valentina?
not missing out on much. Just forest and dirt and
Hey, it's
trees.
my home.
Oh no, that doesn't sound that. They don't have like luxury here, or
No.
like.
Oh no, nothing. It is a
Small
forest
hut
that
and
was
forest and
so
mud
easy to get
and
lost in.
mushrooms.
Honestly, the sky was pretty interesting. It looked like one big rainbow, right?
The sky was pretty cool.
But disorienting. You couldn't really navigate with it.
Ah, I see. Well, if you don't mind me, I think I'm gonna have a, little nap. Getting quite on in days, if you know what I mean. It's a place I could rest a little bit.
Why don't you
Yes.
find the second best hammock next to yours, close to our little area, and
A hammock? What is a
have him
hammock?
set up?
Come with me, Lord Reginald, and I walk down
I'm
to.
not gonna like this, am I?
No.
Oh dear.
Welcome to the life of adventuring, and walk downstairs to where the hammocks are.
One of the hammocks is currently swinging from side to side with no one in it.
So, this is our sleeping arrangement. I know, I hate it too.
Oh no.
Oh, I was hoping we would scramble enough money
this-
together to be able to buy a better vessel with private sleeping chambers, but
Oh,
alas.
By the looks of your friend, I thought you had a lot of money, but
Well, we are currently
Clearly,
rebuilding
like guys-
Dortmund.
You
So
hear the
much
guy
of a
shouting from
family
upstairs,
game
like I
for
said,
that.
my clothes were cursed!
yeah, just as cursed as I am to sleep in these things. Well, I guess it shall have to do. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Yes.
Yo ho, adventures like for me.
I'll walk back up.
Little beer, you are here as well.
Mm-hmm. You can just call me Beer. It's only me now.
Okay, beer.
Hi.
Let's be quiet, okay? I have to
Oh,
take my nap now.
I can be real quiet.
Thank you. Just take a short rest.
Like a minute later, you begin to hear.
It's hardly coming through your mic.
You hear like fiddling sounds, like something fiddling with a metallic object against another metallic object.
I'll just try to ignore it and take a short rest.
All right. You finish a short rest as the day goes by. The crew begin to return to the vessel. There has not been any words about a pursuit of two strangers
one-
causing a commotion in the streets.
One thing I will be doing while the day is passing, I will start cleaning up the ship a little. Where, like, it's the worst maintained since I have nothing better to do.
All right. So you're hanging off the side, scraping off LJ and barnacles.
Yep.
Understood.
I use my arcane recovery to get 2 level 1 and 1 level 2 spell slot.
Noted. As the day closes in on evening, the catching comes down. All right, we seem to have gathered provisions. We have gathered the crew. They're still sobering up a bit, but it should be fine. Have you guys decided on a course? Are we going like through the mountains, north, or across the ocean to the other side?
Going the
game
mountain
plan?
path.
Through. Okay. I heard
Luna,
from-
you have the orb, right?
Yes, I have secured us a way to pass through the frozen waters.
Ah, awesome. Did you bring like warm coats for the crew, or are we gonna freeze our nuts off? What's the game plan?
I sort of haul myself back on deck, scamper up, open my trunk, and show the huge orb. And say, this should, keep the heat fairly well. What you do is you put it in front of the ship, tap
Right.
it twice, dink
Okay.
dink, and then it can't be moved as Poluna's sword leans on it where it's hanging midair.
Oh, magic tricks. Nice.
Yeah, and it keeps the heat pretty far away too. Like you can feel the heat coming from it a bit away, can't you?
It's pretty cozy, I guess. I mean, we'll all just be gathered at the front end of the ship as we go, and hope that we don't crash onto the edge of the river.
There's also another way to, keep warm on a ship.
Yeah, we
in
can
winter.
hug. Yeah, we can
Work.
Oh,
There's a lot of. I've been taking a look at the ship. It's seen better days, but
it's a rental.
I take what's it called, a broom.
Oh,
That doesn't mean we can't plan to make it better. And if we want to keep the heat in the cold, we start scrubbing.
oh boy. I should have asked for pay in advance, shouldn't I?
You did get some pay in advance.
Right, but that was just to cover things as we.
Didn't we do half up front to him?
Yeah, but beer and food for the travels and women for the men and.
Well, I suggest you start saving on the women. Besides,
Captain, this is a job you're doing. We're paying you for this job. You're not on vacation. Now get to
Clearly
it.
not. Yes, ma'am. Damn, she's done.
And-
Okay.
and besides, this is the fun part of the journey.
Huh?
Just when the rocks start being thrown at the ships, you'll
Huh?
need to keep your heads down. I refuse to elaborate.
Huh?
Luna, go
Well-
catch the orb. So that's.
I go, let's do it when we're out in seas, right? Let's get the rigging set first and get sailing. As I scamper up the mast and start unfurling the rigging and preparing for the ship to set sail. Valentina, do you want to hoist the anchor?
How do I do that?
Pulling it up?
Okay. I should attempt to hoist the anchor.
Make a strength check for me.
Oh no.
Usually they come with a crank and lever you can use, but did you just go to the chain?
Simple somehow.
Surprisingly, as you pull this chain that is attached to something else in the end of the ship that you haven't noticed, you just.
But Luna, it's
Nope.
not working.
Wait. Use the crank.
What?
The crank. The one right there.
What?
You think you could pull an anchor up with your hands?
Honestly, I turn away and cross my arms. This is a man's job. And I march into the bed area. Downstairs.
The deckhand walks over. I was just about to do it, but yeah, okay. We can go now, Captain. Okay, fine. Yep. Surely I won't die on this journey. What was that, Captain? Nothing. All right, sailing it is. And the ship begins to set into motion, leaving the harbor of Valkeen's Rest, where plenty of adventures lie for another time. Sailing through the river, entering some of the broader riversides, the grassy plains begins to meet your eyes once again. The evening sky with a clear view of all the stars and the moon lays way for your direction towards the mountains that begin to rise in the background, slowly starting as small peaks, forming massive mountains as you draw closer to midnight, and the mountain range begins to expand in both a southern and northern direction, leaving nothing but mountains to see to your left and your right. Anything you guys want to do before heading to bed for this evening?
Secure the orb.
Alright. You imagine you just hang slightly off the edge of this ship and then tap the orb into place.
Yep.
Checks out.
And then I will study the maps for the Enchanted Forest for the rest of the evening.
All right. Do you want the key points now, or?
You can send them after the session, unless
Alright.
it becomes relevant during the session.
Noted. You're currently headed for something called the Divide, which is a river passing going through the mountain.
Good things there's not a zero on either side of that.
Hey, the mountains are called the Mountains of Emergence.
I'll probably also brief, like Paluna would be briefing everybody else that wants to listen on what's on the maps and like what landmarks to watch out for, and possibly be telling Lord Reginald and Lady Valentina about the reward and bounty for being able to take down some trolls in the area if we get the ability to.
You estimate, comparing your maps from Eastwatch and Eastwatch Garrison and Darkmont, that the journey through the mountain pass and from your current location will be about 5 days. And once you exit the mountain pass, it will be another 2 to 3 days to get to somewhere that could be a harbor or a shore for your ship to rest near the Enchanted Forest.
Yep.
As this ship begins to turn southwards, following the mountain range for a bit, on your left, which is eastward at this point, you see a glow in the distance, a massive glow that pierces the night. Reginald, you looking in that direction, recognize this holy hue that lights up the night in the distance. Even though it is a few hundred kilometers in that direction, you recognize that from your daily living in that area.
Ah, yes. How beautiful.
What is it? Bloody hell of a lighthouse.
Oh, it's just something from home.
Wait, it's from Tyr Sanctum?
Oh yes, of course. Have you never been here?
Nope, not to Tyr Sanctum.
Ah. Are you familiar with our leaders?
No.
You're not? They're so famous.
Who's your leaders?
Well, I'll assume this Tyr guy is one of them, right? Wouldn't be his sanctum if it wasn't.
Well, that's our god. He's
I
He's
know
a
that's
god.
your god, yes. But who's your
Yeah.
leaders?
he's not he's not
Well,
in the physical embodiment.
I
So
looked around,
obviously High Priest Erasmus and his sister Brienne. You really haven't heard of them?
No.
Well, that's
I'm afraid it's
very sad.
after my time, I think.
They're truly. Oh, they've been ruling the city for about 100 years, so even you must know them.
Maybe I've heard of them, but I must admit they don't ring much of a bell.
Well, anyways,
I've really been doing most of my exploring near the Eastwatch and Eastern Continent.
I see. Well, what you're seeing is the daily prayer, where everyone gathers around and we get blessed by His Majesty and his sister. It's
Wait, you're saying that's one big light of zealotry?
Oh, it's beautiful. You should really experience it at some point.
Maybe.
No, truly. If it weren't for my unfortunate circumstances, I would insist that we go there, but guess you'll have to experience it some other time.
Honestly, the people from Tyr Sanctum sounds kind of like fanatics to me.
What do you mean?
Seem like they are very religious and that they believe nonsense.
I hope you don't mean any harm with those words, but please elaborate. What do you mean, believe in nonsense?
You know that they're going after like, oh, necromancy and this and that, and going after all sorts of things like enemies they made up in their head.
Ah. Yes, well, isn't that true about any sort of civilization? There's good people, bad people, you know?
Just mostly not to this extent. We heard a lot about them in Eastwatch that they,
Oh, really?
you
What
know,
have
they're the
you
kind
heard?
of people.
You know they're at
they
war with
swing the mace.
Eastwatch, right?
Sorry, what was that?
The war?
No, I'm not familiar.
You're not familiar
kind
with
of
the
war?
war going on right now?
I think
What
you're
war?
confusing two citadels.
Oh.
It's Last Stand they are against.
Oh. They're against Last Stand.
I mean, sure, but... Oh, yeah. I guess that's true. But what about those empires in Breakpoint? I mean, that's must be a serious threat, obviously.
How can it
Well,
be serious
that's
if vampires
little more
aren't even
than-
real? Have you ever seen a vampire?
Me personally, not, but what if it's true, you know? Like,
It's nonsense.
I see. Well,
Let-
but necromancy,
gas
that is
thing.
definitely a real thing. That can't be good, you know? What is dead should remain dead. It's very unholy.
Right.
I mean, I'm picking up a vibe here, but
do you
sorry if
mean?
I've offended you, you know? Like,
I'm a cleric
we-
after all. Of course.
so you're a holy person yourself. Well,
Yes.
who's your patron?
Oh, you wouldn't have heard.
Try me, I'm a very learned man. Familiar with most of the gods.
Maybe some other time.
Alright.
Let's just say that our adventures in Darkmount have put a lot of shades of grey over that whole black and white zone.
I don't understand what you mean.
There's worse than death out there. There's greater evils than the end. I faced it, you know. A madman,
You have?
evil scientist, blew me to smithereens. I know that her. If it wasn't for her timely intervention, I would have been gone.
I mean,
She saved my
yeah.
life in the most literal way, pulled me back from beyond the reach in my final moments. I was past them, you know? But it wasn't an act of necromancy. It was an act of clemency. I showed the scars. These are what I was left with from the explosion that killed me.
Oh, that looks painful.
It was. But it was quick. But you go beyond that line, come back again. Maybe, you know, getting back up isn't the worst thing. I at least think I do good. I try to do the right thing every once in a while. But, yeah, I don't think it's so simple anymore about death. It's how death is present in our lives that matters. Not that it has to be a forced end. If it is, I wouldn't be here. I owe it to her.
That's very heroic of you, Valentina.
Oh,
Good to have you on our side.
thank you.
So it's ill-mate, isn't it?
No.
Leviathan?
No.
I'll keep trying. I'll figure it out.
You're welcome to try.
But yeah,
So,
so
anyways, what do you do on a ship like this? Any entertainment? Where's the musicians, the dancers, anything like that?
honestly, either I make sure the ship's functioning, this crew is rather green, and I have more experience than most of them, so I'll do odd jobs and try to teach, or I practice. I practice a lot. Currently, I'm training my skills with a bow and arrow. You're gonna get nothing than a more focused environment for delving into something you want to learn about with your own resources than a ship. Because there's gonna be nothing other than, well, water everywhere you look, and the occasional horizon, giant beacon of light.
Yes, resources, you say. Afraid I'm all out of those. Wish I had my books. Oh well.
You have your mind, right?
Of course, but
Train that.
like I need to. Psh, I have the sharpest of minds. Clearly.
Does it stay sharp without maintenance? You're gonna be doing nothing. So you might as well find yourself something to do. If you don't, a ship's gonna be the worst thing you can be on.
Well,
Now,
I'm
you
going
can
to
say
head to bed.
Small bear has any fun games? He looks a little bit more like a fun fellow.
Oh, you're gonna be out some gold by the time he's done with you.
We'll see about that. I won't be bested twice by a child. Go downstairs. Let's look for small bear.
All right, you follow the sound of metal clanging against metal.
Oh, hi.
Oh, small bear.
Yeah.
Are you up for another wager?
I mean, I can probably still be more stealthy than you.
Oh, something different this time. Lock opening. I've heard you tinker with those things, and
No,
I bet
yes,
you I could open it faster than you. Wanna do a little wager?
I mean, I got this very difficult box from Poluna, and it's. I mean, yes. Okay, let's try. Do you want to borrow? Do you have your own love pigs, or do you want to borrow mine?
You go first, and then I'll go second.
Okay. Let me.
How much are we wagering? Shall we do another 10 gold?
My dagger for your dagger.
Are you sure about this?
No, 10 gold. Sounds fine.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Any attempts? With a +7, and that's a solid 10.
Your
Bit
turn.
tricky is that one, huh?
Yeah, it's like before. At first they wanted me to train on this, where it blew up every time I failed. So now I would definitely have been blown up once, but it doesn't blow up anymore.
That's good to know. All right, hand it over. I'll give it a try.
Okay, good luck.
All right, I'll hold the lock in my hand, and all of a sudden you hear this mega loud knock all over the ship as I cast the spell knock. And it just opens the lock. There you go.
But did you hear that?
Yes,
What?
but look, the
Wow,
lock is opened.
What? Oh, hey!
What?
You fine.
Hands you the
See,
10
I can
gold.
do that too.
Can you teach me? I'm trying to be the best rogue in the world, the best thief, the best person to open doors so I can help beer in the future.
Sure. Can you read?
No.
Oh, well, that might make things a bit difficult. I'll take out my spellbook and I'll just start showing him like what it looks like to inscribe a spell and stuff like that. It's just over the night I'll teach him a little bit about it.
Are you going to start teaching him how to read?
I'll just point at like the pictures of like the transmutation circles and shit like that, and just like
None of
see
this
how
makes
this
sense.
line goes like there. And,
No.
don't worry about it. It takes many years to understand this stuff. I wouldn't expect you to get it, that fast, but if you're really serious about learning this stuff, you should go to a Wizards Academy or something.
Beer told me about he went to a Wizard Academy once, and then they stole something from the Wizard Academy, and then they ran out, and they gave it to the Thieves Guild where I was staying at, and they
Oh, this bear fellow. Is he a learned man as well?
the beer can turn into a bear, and so he becomes a big blue bear, and that named Beer, big blue bear named Beer. Big blue
I
bear named Beer.
see.
Big blue bear named Beer. Big blue bear. So, oh, excuse. What? Sorry, I miss him.
He seems like a fine fellow.
Well, he's big, and he's blue, and he's named Beer, and he can
Yes,
feed the
you've
berries.
told me already.
He once told me about he fed something to a bunny, and he never saw the bunny again.
Okay. Alright. Enough games. Time for bed, I guess. Good night, young fellow.
Good night, old fellow.
You see, like, a grimace, like, how dare you speak to me like that? He just lets it go.
And you all go to sleep. Anything else you guys want to do before bed?
Can I pray?
You can certainly try.
I will say thank you for looking after me. I need to know, are you Arkham, and were you the man in my vision? And I'll go to sleep.
All right. Luna?
He'll probably check in on Small Beer. Probably give some pointers about lockpicking if Small Beer is still stuck on the lockbox. And then also go to bed.
All you hear is, you see the lockbox placed on the ground, and then you hear, knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock,
Why are
knock.
you saying knock, 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 Beer?
Because it opens things. Knock,
No.
knock. Well, if I go and knock on your door, will you not open it?
Yes, but that's because I'm opening
No, so
it,
that
not
works on this
because-
one too. Knock, knock.
But who's there on the other side to open the door?
Oh. But the old man did he said knock, knock, and then the box opened.
I mean, everyone on the ship would have heard this. The sound is audible 300 feet. So.
I'm fairly sure that was just not a usual case of knocking. That was a really loud knock he did. But
So are you saying I should yell louder?
no.
Oh.
I'm saying he's a wizard. They can do things beyond our imagination.
So is
So-
he like a druid?
No? Honestly, I don't know. I look over to Lord Reginald. Is he like firm asleep or?
No, not asleep yet. No, I'll
Lord Reginald, what? Aren't you a druid? How does that whole thing work?
No,
Honestly, never
no,
considered.
of course not. I'm a wizard.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me because I never really caught the distinction. I've just generally always assumed that magic is magic and people who do magic know magic. Not really put
That was
much more thought
confusing.
into it than that. I know, right? Magic's
Yes,
weird.
Yeah, you're not completely wrong, but you know,
Like,
a
your magic,
druid,
Valentina's magic.
they, you know, they get their powers from nature and bestowed upon by the gods. Me, I learn it, you know, through hard, vigorous study. I do research, I learn every single detail there is about how to cast a spell, and then I can do it, you know? That's how it works. No gods needed.
Interesting. Huh, yeah, I thought gods were just a prerequisite for...
No,
Well,
as
that's
long as
certainly
you
gonna
put your
affect
mind to it, and you're sharp, anyone could learn it. It just takes a
Then
long
I'm
time.
probably not cut out for it. Oh god, no, not if it takes a long time.
You have different kind of intelligence, I can see. Maybe not book smarts, but more like street smarts. Those
Honestly,
are important as well.
I'll be real with you. The only reason I look into books is to check ledgers on how much money is in the vault I robbed.
I see.
Are you saying I need to learn to read?
It's not a
Yes,
bad
yes.
idea.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you. Don't worry about it. It's not that hard.
Besides, it's
Just-
something to do for you on the journey.
Just set aside
were
a
asking
few
what you needed
years
to
and you'll be just learned as any common man, no?
So I need to turn into a bear, and I need to open locks, and I need to read so I can say knock knock louder. And now I also need to pray to a god. Well, this world is confusing. I want to go back
You know
to
what?
the Feywild.
Small beer? A suggestion?
What?
Start with learning to read from Lord Reginald. Besides, Lord Reginald, you're a learned man. You can teach a man to read faster than a couple of years, right?
Yeah. A week tops and I'll have you recite your ABCs in no time.
ABCs just did it.
Yes, great job.
Thank you.
How about a lesson tomorrow morning, yeah?
Okay.
Alright.
Good night, old man.
Yes. Good
lad.
night.
Don't
Before
take
I
it
go
personally, he's
to-
just very young.
It's okay. I'll teach him. I'll teach him the proper way to address me tomorrow. It's fine.
Besides, it's probably also good that he gets a bit of time away from that lock. He's been obsessing over it, and it's a bit of a difficult one. Do
Oh,
I see
no,
the box anywhere near?
Have
And box is
I,
left on the ground.
Have I offended him by opening it? That was not my intention.
No, I think it's a different kind of challenge, you know? For him, it's about manual dexterity, jiggling some pins, and I just sort of pick it up and start jiggling myself. Learning how the mechanism works through nothing but feel, no eyes, no magic. But from the way you speak of magic, honestly, I think learning that spell of yours might have been harder.
Yes, this particular one took me quite some time. Take a few months of hard study.
You know, I'm starting to see why elves keep wanting to learn magic. They have nothing to do with their life but time. Must be the way they
Yes,
drive away boredom.
those pesky elves that time. Wish I had that luxury.
Oh, no,
Anyways.
you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
It's its own very unique curse.
Oh, you don't understand, but that's a story for a different day. I'll explain.
Honestly, I think I do.
Oh,
Time
you
is only
will-
something you want when you need it. But when you have too much of it, it's the last thing you're looking for.
I think you may understand a bit of it, yes. You're not so dumb after all. Shouldn't sell yourself short, Paulina.
Yeah, just imagine how it ends up being at the elf village. People spend hundreds of years in a forest. They didn't build more than maybe like a wooden barricade of stakes. They're happy with it. There's no drive. They spend all their time coming up with clever quips like the one I just threw at you.
Not even
it-
fancy inn or nice
the-
wines or nothing.
The
of
wine is
sort?
great. The inn is fantastic. There's not a stone inside. The
As long as
library,
it's
everything's made of wood.
comfortable.
Oh, it's comfortable, don't get me wrong, but it's stagnant. Do you know how much Eastwatch changed in the last, like, I don't know. I was away for 30 years. It went pretty fast. It changed, alright? It seems
Yeah.
like I'm born into one race that can't.
Hmm.
You know why that rock is there? Because it's always been there. It's not supposed to be moved. The tree, yes, we watched over it since it was a sapling. The greatest thing was when it passed a certain height and reached maturity. That's an achievement for our lifetime. No, it's not. But they think it is. The lack of imminence for that entire race has made them stop taking anything properly. They've isolated themselves. They've gone under the ground. They don't want to talk with other races. They do the best to look away from the world. All because they have too much time. They don't feel the need to.
Yes, I wouldn't know what that's like. Anyways, Paulina, it's been nice talking, but I should get some sleep.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not the
too.
youngest. I need my beauty sleep to keep these good looks. No. I'll see
Oi,
you in the
Valentina, you
morning.
want to take the first watch?
She's asleep a long time ago.
I guess that leaves me. I'll go up to the crow's nest and take the first watch.
All right.
Before
Hmm?
before Lord Reginald goes to sleep, he takes out his adventuring necklace.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna send a message to Dorian.
All right.
I'll say in my not so jovial voice, I say, Dorian, did you know? Did you know what they're doing? If so, I'm coming for it. And then I'll leave him.
A minute or so passes by. Oh, dear brother, I have no idea what you're talking about. But no, if you're talking about the people in the streets, I was watching. And if some harm were to come to you, and that's where it ends.
I'll put the necklace away and go to sleep.
Night comes to you. Paluna, roll a perception check for me.
Finally. Rolled above a 10.
Looking over the crow's nest, looking at the mountain range. Once in a while, you do see rocks gliding down the side of the mountains, pushing with it more rocks, causing small landslides, but nothing that is threatening to the ship. Looking towards the grass fields, you see endless grass fields, as you have done for the most time you've traveled across the eastern continent. No new sights to behold, aside from that vague glow, or not vague glow, the bright glow emanating from Tyr Sanctum in the distance. Seemingly visible even though you have now sailed for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It keeps being there at that same distance. You begin to feel the chill. If it is from the mountain range or from what's lying ahead, it's hard to tell in this moment. But temperature is dropping fairly quickly, not unnaturally quickly, just the environment kind of quickly. You're crossing some kind of edge now from end of summer to start of fall.
I will change my magical clothes into like heavy duty winter clothes. And-
Surprisingly, it takes effect as you expected it to. It keeps you warm.
And succumbing to the exhaustion of a long day with one object disaster to Paluna from the next. I'm not even going to wake Valentina up. I'm going to fall asleep in the crow's nest.
All right. Reginald,
Yeah.
you find yourself in a big, square, white room, standing on top of a large, round, golden plate. At first you think it is a podium, but looking to your right, you see it rising above you. A massive scale. You standing on one end of it, weighing it down heavily. On the other end, you see figures you recognize. Tens, hundreds of figures. All figures from your family. You seemingly alone are weighing down the weight of all of them together. What do you do in this moment?
I shout at them. How dare you? How could you? Those were people. How could you?
And that's where the dream ends. Valentina? Nothing comes to you during the night. And you all complete a long rest. You hear a bell ringing, the captain calling you on board to come to the deck. He points towards the horizon. 2 massive cliff walls on each side, and a narrow riverway making its way through those 2 mountain ranges. Snow falling slowly from the sky, this time in a more natural manner than the last time you saw snow. Small capes of ice are beginning to form on the ocean, and the warm globe at the front of the ship is actively melting them as you're slowly making your way through this new passage. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Ba ba
Um,
ba. Damn.
I apologize if I talked a lot during this episode, by the way.
How dare you?
how dare
Talk
you?
in your role-playing game. Unbelievable.
We will not allow it. You're banned from talking for 5 episodes now.
Huh?
Mm.
All
But
good
you-
with me.
Mhm.
Just felt bad for Valentina having to sit out the battle.
Yeah,
Getting
that's
sent,
good.
getting sent away,
Send her
getting
back
sent
to
away
Denmark,
right
like,
before
oh,
the,
no.
I knew
I'm
this
so
was
sorry.
coming.
That's fine.
I feel so guilty about
No,
that.
no, it's fine.
It definitely wouldn't have helped to have like an incredibly effective murder cleric on board for that fight. Definitely
Oh,
not.
maybe.
It was-
Definitely wouldn't have been a
yeah,
good thing.
Yeah. You know, circumstances. What can you do?
Yep.
Wizard with 18 AC teleports behind the 10 AC rogue. See,
I know.
but the great part is we're getting to the point where it doesn't matter if my AC is 10 or 14 because everybody's rolling a 20 anyways.
Everyone has like +8 or more modifiers at this point.
Oh yeah, at this point, like honestly, this AC nerf is less terrifying than it really is.
Is it
what
though?
it is. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, you
but,
almost did die in that battle. That was close.
yeah, but in high levels, like in D&D, like anything that isn't like AC 26 is going to have a hard time doing anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
So this is the point where you just want HP, right?
Or other shit.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, you know what, I can work with this. This doesn't feel like too bad of a nerf. I then immediately get into a close combat encounter.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, well, never mind. Hubris, thy name is Oren.
I think you argued well for your points of the whole turn order thing, because that was something I didn't keep in mind, that turn order kind of continues while a conversation is going on. So I should definitely have been more tentative to that. But
That's fine.
it paid out worked out in the end.
Poluna's whole idea was to, like, feign getting his wits, like, oh, really look hurt, because he did just eat a lot of hits, make it look real, and then if they don't go for the kill immediately, people are like, oh yeah, give us your belongings, then run.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
New character, guys. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell?
You disappear abandoned, or
No?
is it just
Why not?
okay?
We're saving beer. No, I
And
don't
you're
know.
a freaking
Living good.
noble from Tier Sanctum. Great.
Yeah.
It was more like, if you don't want to play beer anymore, then yeah, we also need to respect that by not railroading the campaign into like, oh, we're going to save beer no matter what. We're definitely saving beer, right? Like that.
No, this
Also
was
need
planned.
to. Okay,
Don't worry about it.
Roger Dodger.
We've been cooking.
Yeah. It was nice though. I had this planned for a while, but last session happened, and then Mickey DM'd me like, "Can you get that character ready now?" Like, yeah,
By the way,
yeah.
your other character can do
Find
like, yeah,
deer
did not see that
skeleton.
coming.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
just
it was all in good
just-
fun.
it's also that I don't want to, like, D&D is cooperation at the end of the day. So
Of
if
course,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, I don't want to play beer anymore, then I
No.
wouldn't be going as hard in on mission save beer.
No, I'm all on board. Don't worry. Can't just leave him there.
Man, if
Exactly.
only I died for like Lucian or Kira or any other
And
person.
fuck
you know.
Kira.
No, Reginald won't
Plus,
think
we're-
that.
Plus, Lucian is in Tier Sanctum now.
As
we
far
might
as you
find
know.
him.
Yeah.
And besides, isn't Lucian Eudora's character?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he becomes relevant to bring back in if Eudora wants to come back to the game.
I doubt that's gonna happen.
He already said he's not gonna play anymore. So
I mean,
that character
doesn't
is
surprise me.
officially mine now.
Yoink.
Yep. There are plans. And then I can let Reginald think about those plans.
Honestly, this is making
What do
me
you
reevaluate my extra character, because that's a warlock, and I feel like cleric, warlock, wizard is it's not a good party comp. And I think,
no. Try.
Why not?
well, it's not just that. I think my character's background would clash really badly with what the party is right now. He is very much someone that is out of control, truly evil, but doesn't want to be. So he would get killed very quickly by you two.
That seems fun in an evil campaign or something. Where the whole party is
Yeah, I
like
mean,
evil.
At the whole Darkman point, it made sense to have John Inkpen join back in, like the warlock tattooed against his will, basically enslaved by the great older ones. But not here, right? Like we're not at that kind of a story anymore.
Things can happen.
as the concept can be repurposed, just not the character. Or maybe I should build something with muscles.
You can do whatever you want.
Mhm.
We just have to adapt as a party, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If we don't have a
Herlock
frontliner,
Jones?
then... No,
Did
not
I hear
Herlock
Herlock?
Jones.
What did he do to you guys?
Alt.
He dealt
Come
he
on.
dealt like 8 10 psychic damage to everyone.
What about John Brush?
Oh no. That was like 10 d100 psychic damage.
Well,
With
he
the
was
want of mass destruction. No,
I can
thank you.
imagine him leading one of the wars going on in one of the war fronts with his belief. He will probably be leading the war front against the east with
Those guys in
from,
Breakpoint have wands of mass destruction.
It's those big vampires, man.
They're possessing wands of mass destruction that are clear and imminent threat to all civilized men and women on this continent.
Yep.
You're either with us or
That's why we
against
don't want. That's why we don't want.
us. Fair enough.
also because the mic would cut out every second word he said.
That adds to the charm.
Right.
Right.
Which adds to the confusion of why nobody understood his speech about taking over some world part because they didn't understand every other word he said.
Yeah, I mean that's what also happened to George Bush.
Everyone else would just nod and smile at him. Like, sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah, we can work with that. Yeah. All right then. Well, for next time, I hope you guys are ready for a fight where all three of you can participate.
Hell yeah!
I tried
Yeah.
so hard to get all
I know,
three
man.
of
I know.
I knew it was coming up. It's like
I
this can be fun.
realized when the fight started that you had tried to get me over there, and that was the reason.
Yeah. If only both of you could make a confession to make the story more believable. Get to the fuck over there. No. But
Yeah, but it sounded so like suspicious. Like, oh, we need the vampire to come over to this place where we hunt vampires. I don't think so.
And Bruno's like, you know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's not put the vampire in front of these people.
Yeah.
it makes sense. I mean, it's, you know what they're doing and you're being concerned. But
Yeah. Hadn't it been for that specific situation, then I
imagine it's
probably
the first
would've
question they would do on the Sonos Truth would be like, are you a vampire?
Are you a vampire? 5 minutes later, everybody but us two stand in that shop dead and like, God damn it, now we have to cover up the evidence.
Yep.
Well, you can
Murder
just not
hobo.
answer in Sonos Truth, right?
Yes, but
Just
sure,
stand there.
that definitely doesn't
Just
raise
immediately
suspicion.
go like, how dare you insist that I say I'm a vampire? How fucking dare you say these words to my face?
Go
How
full Karen.
dare you?
Accuse,
like just-
never admit.
I'm sure I'll find a way to gaslight them to thinking they're.
Oh,
perverted.
yeah. You'll be the master gaslighter.
I think actually
For
you're
a
a
character
vampire.
with like no charisma, you are amazing at gaslighting. It is downright awesome.
Hmm.
Well,
All right, then.
thanks for the session, guys.
Thanks for
You
the
done?
session.
Thanks, that was fun.
See you next week.
And now I will go do that thing I've been addicted to these last weeks. Monster
Monster
Hunter.
Hunter. Hmm,
Yes.
Enjoy.
Yep.
So if you guys have the game and want to play, do say so. I am absolutely up for it.
I don't have that.
Do not have the game.
Not my kind of game. So you get that all to yourself.
Yay! Big angry monsters.
Enjoy. I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good. See you.
See ya.
Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. See you next week. Have a good one.